Hi, I'm Eric Dewey from the Socially Awkward Studios, Science and Beer, and Her Majesty's Secret Podcast, and you're listening to another proud presentation of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Check out more shows at foureyedradio.com. Hey there, Eric here from Socially Awkward Studios, and this Four-Eyed Radio presentation is being proudly brought to you by Raven Designs, illustration and design that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit ravencruise.com.
This is Kevin Wada.
This is Dan Price with Masters of the Obvious.
This is Rich from My Take Radio.
This is Kelly Nova with Weird Girls.
You're listening to...
You are listening to...
And you are listening to...
Straight Outta Austin.
Straight Outta Austin.
Straight Out of Austin.
And you're listening to Straight Outta Austin.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Straight Outta Austin. This is Prometheus.
I guess this is the part where I say this is Fuzzy Slippers.
And this is the part where I say this is Ice.
And this is the part where I say I'm the rootin' tootin', I'm Ho J.
Oi!
But my house is too far for me to be there in person, so I'm only there in spirit.
Dango, dango, dango!
Oh, the Australian things. Like kangaroos and wallabies. What the hell? I love how the ads wait right until we go live to start. Like, I had this page up for the last 30 minutes. I swear.
It knows you so
I can't
well.
win. I can't win.
Move it. We're missing dinner.
Alright, I'm centered. I feel...
We're missing dinner.
We are...
Alright, guys, I gotta go.
Oh, man. So, yes, as you can tell, Amuru may or may not be here. He said he was on his way. Let me see his exact words.
Hey,
He says, I'm headed out.
his last word.
Yeah. I sent him a
His
text.
famous last words.
I sent him a text at 7:56, asking if he was awake, and then he said he's headed out. So that was officially 20 minutes ago. So we're going to go ahead and call Amuru live on the podcast and see if he picks up. And if not, we'll get to listen to his answering machine. Ring. Oh, it's exciting stuff.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I know, right?
I thought he picked up.
He's just playing with our emotions.
Hi, you've reached James
Oh, perfect timing.
This hasn't been his phone for over 2 years. If you're listening to this message, listening to the house team, you should probably hang up, or at least leave an apology for bothering me for the last 2 years. Plus, thanks. Jay, however, this is Jay's phone. If you're calling from work, I severely apologize. This has been happening for far too long. This is a message for Jay. Thanks. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Houston, we're getting together tomorrow night. Are you,
We're live?
Yeah, Houston, we're gonna do some whippets. Can we come over, Houston?
Yeah, also, you still owe me like $20, dude.
Are we for real live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, well, just a follow-up to that, I got a message from a...
Oh my God, Amuru's in the house. Ton.
I got a message from a Mike the other day.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me get this, bust this out.
You need to get situated.
Busta Rhymes.
No, I just gotta find the message.
You need a sick beat.
This jackass texted me.
Here, let me.
He goes, "Sup?" And I was like, "Who is this?" He goes, "This Mike Stew." Mike Stew.
Mike Stew.
I didn't even fucking... I was, like, late for work already. I was like, why sit here and talk to this jackass? I'm going to be late
You should have just
walking
put
into work.
Mike Stew doesn't advertise.
Well, I want to be like, well, Mike Stew, I'm pretty sure this is for fucking Houston, and as of the beginning of this month, it's been 3 fucking years since Houston has no longer had this number. Get your act together, bud. He doesn't like you. He never did. And he doesn't want to talk to your white ass no more.
You should just put, check the obituaries, Houston ain't coming back.
Messed up.
I wish we had, like, an artist rendering of Houston, and we could just have, like, a picture of him, like, on a milk carton. Like, have you seen this man's new number? Is this him? Is this him holding the phone, like, sad because nobody's calling it because they're calling the wrong number? Then on the other side of the milk carton's, like, Jay throwing his phone. That's his calling. Oh, man. But yes, Amuru is here. And, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that message. I thought it was funny. We tried to call him not last week, the week before, but I didn't have the foresight to actually record it because I didn't realize it was going to be that amusing.
I just like the part where it got to, if this is somebody calling from work, I
severely apologize.
I severely apologize. It was like you were lost.
What do you mean
It
lost?
was like you, because it was like you had this whole thing prepared for the friends of Houston.
Oh, yeah.
And then you realize, like, oh, if somebody from work
If my
is
boss
calling,
calls, they're like, they should probably need some clarification, too.
The realization that people might call your phone that are actually trying to reach you as well. It's like, oh, yeah.
Well, it works as a good deterrent, except for, like, telemarketers and stuff, or, like, the automated dials, because then you'll get, like, the middle of that message as soon as it, because all those need is, like, a voice.
Yeah.
So then I get the middle, $350. And I'm just like, telemarketer. It's like, I don't know that money. I'm good on the credit. But, yeah, I did come, like, mid-realization, like, oh, shit, what if my boss calls? And I've gotten a couple where they just call, they're like, Amaro! And they kind of, like, question whether it is me or not. This message is for Amaro. Just want to know where you're at. You're supposed to be here on the schedule today, and then I'll call, like, no, I don't think I am. I think you got the thing wrong. I'm usually off Tuesdays and Wednesdays, at the time at least.
Did you legally change your name to Amaro?
No, I just don't want to give him my last name.
He has it tattooed on his left cheek.
Oh, Swanson.
Hey guys, look who's back
Yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah, look who's back. Anonymous 963.
Oh, shit.
He's back from
When's he coming on the show?
across the pond.
Oh, welcome back, YOLO Swaggins.
Perfect. Did you cut that piece?
No, I just paused it right there.
Oh, okay.
it was
That was perfect, yeah.
Applause for Prometheus.
Thank you. Said, how have you been? Been doing pretty great, actually.
Well,
Houston, have you been?
Oh. Nobody else wants to tell Anonymous how you've been? Just me?
I'm pretty sure it's like
What have you been
Like
horrible?
the group, how you been?
What if
right?
he wants?
Yeah.
What if he wants to know? What if you've had something?
Is it going to be a different answer?
It could be.
I mean, we
And
could all
Quiet,
Like
Anon.
minds
How have you been, Anon?
Want to know?
Love Amaro.
It's like, oh, well, I was just,
Last
fighting ISIS.
last time you were here, I went by Agamemnon.
Yeah, see, so much has changed.
That's how long it's
He's been doing well. That's great. You're not dead. We didn't know. We thought the dingoes got you.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Take away my Anon.
We thought you joined the football team and became the next what's his name, David Beckham.
Anon, how many ISIS
Jello
cyber
Swaggins.
systems have you destroyed?
Oh, I didn't even get the reference till now. Yeah, how many things have you been hacking, Mr. Anonymous? All of a sudden, the screen's just going to turn into the freaking Guy Fawkes mask.
We do not forgive.
Who's Guy Fawkes?
Who's Guy Fawkes?
He's the guy in V for Vendetta.
Yeah, he's a fox.
No, he's not.
Well, that's what
He's
the
a star
mask. That's
fox.
what the mask is. It's
Guy Fawkes?
Fox.
Fawkes?
It's Fox, like
made
Fox
up
McCloud.
Fawkes.
Nobody knew who I was until I put on
It's
the
Fawkes, like Faulkner.
Close enough. Whatever. The V for
Yeah,
Vendetta
exactly.
guy.
Come on, it's like Amuru and Amuro, same thing.
It's not the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of would be if it's a Muru. Bullshit.
Amuru! Is that better?
Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible.
And we're going to use that to segue into the first topic. The Walking Dead. So, this season has actually been good. And then this was like the first episode to not be that great.
Well, the first half usually is, though.
It usually is. But I mean, the season premiere, mid-season premiere was actually good. This last one was... I don't know. It was so slow. Like, nothing happened.
Yeah, it was very tame. Very just like... I didn't really care that much until like the last like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, basically, like, the only thing, like, I wrote notes as I was watching it. Like, okay, what are actual talking points? So Daryl ate a worm. Like, he was digging through the dirt because they're out of food.
It's a real worm.
And he just... I think it was a real worm. It looked...
It was a gummy worm that had motors in it.
Yeah, it was
Notice the red and blue halves.
It's a gummy worm that some kid dropped. It's like, oh, sweet, gummy worms. I love these. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to do, like, inside the episode. And it's going to be like, yeah, he was just method acting. He just ate the worm. We didn't even know. That wasn't even in the scene. He didn't even know the cameras were rolling. He was just trying to get into the nitty-gritty of things. And then...
I was like, I'm hungry. And the craft table was, like, too far away.
Yeah. And then the only other notable thing besides the very end, you know, the only animals you've seen pretty much, there were like horses that Herschel had, and there's occasionally like deer. This is the first time you've seen dogs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't seen dogs in like any other episode.
I don't recall seeing it. When they first
no animals, really. I think there was like a deer in one.
Yeah,
that's the one that Otis
shot,
a couple of fish, maybe.
It hit Carl.
Oh! But there was like a pack of wild dogs that
I thought those were the dogs from Resident Evil.
That's what I was thinking too. They're gonna be like zombie dogs.
They're gonna turn them into a Jill sandwich.
I was started laughing when I saw those dogs, and freaking Sasha just lit them up with the silenced fucking machine gun. And then it was just like, I just was like, Rick's the only one that notices it. He was like, sweet, our dinner came to us.
Time to eat. That's what I call fast food.
I was like, oh my god, no. Oh, Jesus, they're eating them.
That was like such a convenient plot point. It's like, we're all starving. Oh, hey, wild dogs, thanks for coming to us. You guys are great. Sorry we have to kill you and eat you, but hey, it's 11.
They made sure not to show Glenn eating the dogs. Did you notice that?
I actually didn't think about that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they made sure.
They made sure he wasn't seen eating the dog.
Yeah.
Well, they already knew the memes that were going to happen from it. So they're like, you
the
know
racist
what?
memes.
Yeah, they were like, we're just going to go ahead, nip it in the bud, stop it before it can even happen, and it's going to be all right. No Glenn eating dogs.
It's like anti-racism.
I don't know. I think it was.
It's like they won't even give it the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know. They know the internet.
They're like, well, maybe they've learned about other races. I don't know.
They're like, they might have matured. I don't know. But I don't know. The whole episode was pretty much like everyone coping with. I mean, I guess you don't really think about it, but especially with the way the season's been broken up. But like 3 people have died in pretty quick succession. And so this was kind of like, this is literally just like the morning episode. It was like, oh god, Bob's dead. Tyrese is dead. Beth is dead. Everything sucks. This dog is fucking delicious. Like, you know, like that was
this
like,
dog rib is succulent.
It was like, that was like the highlight of their day. It was just like, oh my god. I never thought I wanted to eat Air Bud, but damn.
When they were eating those dogs, they're like, oh man, they're so good. Oh man, oh look at, oh, I'm taking this bite. Oh, it's so good.
Sauce dripping off the bone.
That's disgusting.
The dogs started barking, tainted meat.
Yeah, one of the dogs, they looked at the collar, DMX. He just looked at him. What's my name?
Another one was like, ruh-roh.
So it really wasn't until the end of the episode. Well, I guess another notable thing was like, what's his name? The preacher was all trying to get console. Ultron. What's his name? Gabriel. Father Gabriel was all trying to console Maggie, and she's like, "Get away from me!" It's like, we remember the plot points from previous episodes. You let everyone else die, so get the fuck out of here. And he's just all sad.
You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. Get the hell out of here.
Oh yeah, so then they were all like pretty much like dying of thirst as well, and there were random water bottles just sitting there with a note, like, you know, from your friend, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which we'll get to later.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. And everyone's like, I don't know, it could be a trap. And freaking Eugene, it was like, yeah, you know, let me take one for the team. I'm really thirsty right now. Then Abraham just, like, bitch slaps it out of his hand.
Smacked it out of his hand.
He was like, quality control. I seriously thought he was going to say, I'm the most expendable person here, so let me drink it. That's what I was thinking. Like, I thought they were going to let him, like, yeah, go ahead. We really don't need you. You're dead weight, so.
You know, a funny thing about that scene, when it started raining, the production actually had, like, the rain machines ready.
Uh-huh.
But all that was actually real rain.
Oh.
Like, what are the odds of that?
Rain actually raining.
Pretty good if they were looking at the forecast.
Hey.
Yeah, I think they said, I forgot, I don't because they had the producer talking about it. And she was like, oh yeah, I think they said something about it was raining or something like that. They weren't sure. But so that's why they had like the machines ready. But before they could actually turn the machines on, the real rain came down.
50 Shades of Rain.
Fuck.
But yeah, so it starts raining instead, so they don't actually have to drink the water. And yeah, so then at the very end, I guess it's presumably the same person that left the water, and he's just like, I guess he rolls up on what, Daryl and Carol, I think.
No, on Sasha and Maggie.
Oh, okay. He's like, I need to speak to Rick. Like, I don't know, like, he looked familiar. Like, he looked like he was from a different show, but I couldn't place like what he looked like. But anyway, so it's like this random clean-cut guy shows up out of like nowhere.
Yeah, he had a backpack. He had a plaid shirt on. He was very clean-shaven. He approached everybody like, "Hey, hi guys, don't shoot me. I know we can't trust people anymore, but you can trust me. I'm your friend."
He definitely seemed like his persona and his personality seemed a lot like the Cannibal guys, where like they seem like they're so desensitized to everything that they're just like, "Hey, bro. You know, I'm a Mac and you're a PC, you know? Like it reminded me of, like, one of them.
Yeah, but less hipsterish.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, he would be, like, the more relatable one.
Yeah.
Courtney says he's shady as fuck. Yeah,
yes,
Slim Shady. So that's pretty much where the episode ends. So it's like, okay, so obviously this guy can't be trusted because no one just walks in there and... I mean, I guess Bob just kind of walked in there.
Yeah.
And Abraham just kind of walked in there.
Yeah.
But other than those guys... They were less ominous.
Another thing to note is this is the first time that The Walking Dead was actually mentioned within the show.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
That was actually pretty awesome.
That ain't us. That ain't us.
And Daryl wants to go.
That ain't us. I gotta go have a cry now. yeah, that's right. Rick was like, sometimes you just gotta keep moving. I don't know what the fuck he said. He said something. I guess we're just The Walking Dead.
I was like, oh, he's the name of the show. He's the name of the show.
Like, it kind of worked because it didn't seem as forced, but then it kind of felt forced because it, like, stood out so much.
Yeah, but still, it was a really good speech, though.
Yeah, he was talking about his grandfather. He was like, when I was a kid, I asked my grandfather how many Nazis he shot in the war.
He was quiet.
And he never responded. So I asked how he got shot at, and he told me that he every night he would just go to sleep and pretend that he was dead, and then he would wake up and then he would go to work, and every night for 3 years he just pretended that he was dead.
That was it? That was a speech?
It's not. I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
But that was the gist of it.
That's pretty much us.
Just a lot of repetition.
He was talking about how
it was a good story. I thought it was
The
good.
Walking Dead because
funny for the accent.
I was trying to play the clip, but then I clicked on the wrong thing.
And that actually happened in the comic as well.
Oh yeah.
It seemed like Rick was more excitable in the comic whenever he said that they were the Walking Dead. And the way he explained it in the comic was that there was death around them constantly, and it was just a matter of time before they were going to die. So
yeah.
they're like dead men walking Walking Dead.
So it's almost like being on death row.
Yeah.
They're going down the Green Mile. But yeah, that's what... Okay, so I pulled up... I was thinking he looks like Topher Grace. At first I thought it was Topher Grace. Because he had like that douchey Topher Grace vibe to him. And I was like, I was just waiting for him to put on the symbiote suit and just ruin everyone's
Smile
day.
for me, Spider-Man.
Schmagler.
Schmeagol.
Schmeagol.
Hold on, I'm trying to get the volume for this thing to come up. But yeah, that was the thing too. Like, it was really weird because they kind of have like the biblical references where like the rain comes right at the right time, and then this creepy dude shows up, and then all of a sudden the little music box starts working out of nowhere.
Was he wearing a trash bag suit and saying, "I can't stand the rain
against my window"?
I can't stand the rain. And he starts like gyrating in the trash bag box.
Who got the keys to the Jeep?
And then Carl goes, and everyone just looks at Carl like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Weren't even alive when that song came out.
I was trying to pull up that clip, but I don't remember what the name of the song is.
Barely.
But anyway, here's the clip.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hey. Hi. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Good morning. My name is Aaron. I know. It's stranger danger, but, I'm a friend.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to talk to the person in charge.
Friends in low
Rick,
places.
right?
How do you
It's
know
Rick,
why?
not Brick. That's what I
Good
said,
news.
Brick.
It's Bricktop. Woo! Ominous. Oh, it's a ballerina.
That was a great
Well,
way
I
to end
I think
the
it was
show.
for the clip with
Yeah.
with Rick.
That was it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that was funny, yeah, because I felt like the way the episode was going, I was like, oh god, this episode sucks. And then like that, it happened, and like, all right, you got me, you sons of bitches. I'm gonna watch the next one.
Yeah, but the episode as a whole was like a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of.
There's nothing happened.
It was the morning episode. It was the morning episode. Sasha. Oh, another thing. Sasha, when she sliced through one of the zombies, she cut Abraham's arm.
Yeah.
So it's like if the blood mixes with if zombie blood mixes with human blood, what happens?
Maybe he's gonna become like he's gonna have all their strengths and none of their weaknesses.
Fucking daywalker.
Hey, he's already a walker. Yeah, she was having like her Tyrese moment. Like they had this plan to lure the zombies because they're at a bridge, and they were just literally just like, "Oh, you missed me," and the zombies would fall off the bridge. Yeah, and she was just like, "No, I gotta kill." And then so she fucked everything up. So everyone's just like, "Oh well, you screwed our plan up. We're trying to conserve energy because we haven't eaten in days." So yeah, so she's all becoming a burden to the team. And I won't.
I won't.
I won't.
I won't.
Yeah, that was pretty much her I won't moment.
Which I guess if their blood mixes with if zombie and human blood or whatever mixes, I guess nothing happens because they're already infected. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
'Cause I think the only thing that turns them, but I think it specifically has to be the saliva. I think that's where the virus is, because it has to do with bites.
Yeah.
Because okay, well, I see answer this because I know like in general like it scratches and bites, but I think The Walking Dead it specifically bites. Because I know early on when they check people, they'd be like, "Are you cut? Are you bit? Are you scratched?"
Yeah.
But I can't think of any situation where someone's been scratched by a zombie and turned. It's only been when they've been bitten.
Yeah, normally when they get scratched, that
Or
cut
they
goes
just
really
die
deep.
but not stabbed in the
Yeah.
head.
What's that?
Or they die but don't get stabbed in the head.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they turn after they die. But I mean, no one's been like scratched really. Like, yeah. Well, yeah. Usually, if they get scratched, it's Dale, which is more than a scratch. They get their chest ripped open. But
just looking at everyone.
He was screaming for a long time.
Yeah. Everyone's just like, oh, covering their mouth. Like, oh my god.
Blood of Shit 07 says, why did they make Rick say the title of the show like that? Apparently he didn't like the way it went.
They should have just had him like... I mean, I didn't watch it, but I imagine they didn't do this because it's like Coral. But they should have just had him like sit there and just like, I guess we're just, and then turns to the camera, The Walking Dead, and everyone just like, shut the fuck up, Rick. See if what's her name was still alive, the blonde,
Lori,
Andrea.
I mean,
she would have been perfect to deliver. Like, you dense fuck, shut your mouth and sit down.
I know how the safety works.
I'm the best shot. Oh wait, that was the comic.
Oh, burn.
I don't know. Catching up on the comics, she's like so awesome, and I didn't know that there was supposed to be a relationship between her and Dale.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that happen in the show. I think it would have been a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they completely fucked her character.
Yeah, like in a big way, because I still liked Andrea in the show when everyone else did, and I was just like, no, it's just her character. Like, I get where her character's coming from. Everything she does, she means well, but she's just like misunderstood in both ways. Yeah. She's misunderstood in that people don't understand her, but she also misunderstands the situation, I guess, and she's easily duped to where that could be like that's believable like in the comic because she's so young. But Andrea in the show is like in her 30s, so it's just like, all right, you kind of been around the block. You should be a little smarter than how you actually are. And that's the whole, like, I think that's why people hated her, because, like, yeah, she means well, but she's a total fucking ditz.
Well, I think the problem with her was her character. What it seemed like, they wrote her as somebody who knew what she was talking about until she got the D.
Yeah.
Once she got the D from the governor, she was like, no, he's a good guy. When she got the D from Shane, oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
She was never like that with Rick.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't give her the D.
Oh, he left her deficient. I don't know. And Andrea like won my support at the end of season 2 when like everyone else leaves the farm and they leave her for dead. Not to be confused with the game Left 4 Dead. But, like, the whole scene where she's surviving and, like, all the zombies are chasing her and she goes through, like, this whole fucking process to get away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like some of the other characters would be like, no, I give up. I'm just gonna die now. And she just fucking fought tooth and nail. I was like, all right, you may be a dumbass, but at least you're a dumbass that knows how to survive. And then fucking Michonne pieces in there with a fucking samurai sword.
Yeah.
And it was love at first swing.
Yeah, so in that sense, I think she still could have been, like, a really great character.
I concur. And also, she's not dead in the comic. Well, maybe she is now, but she wasn't at that time.
She's gone.
She died?
She went somewhere else.
No, it doesn't surprise me, but it would have been... I mean, hopefully I forget.
I don't want to spoil anything for you.
And then I'll just be like, oh...
Because I don't want to spoil anything, because you're reading it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm only like
3
volumes in.
Yeah, she loses her hand.
I got all the way up to
Everyone
6.
loses their hand.
I got them all for free from a friend. Dan Price, he's been on the show a couple of times before.
Oh, okay, I was wondering how you got them because you mentioned that the other day. I'm like, where did you get
I wouldn't have gone out of my way to buy them, but since I got them for free, I was like, you know what? I have all this free time now, and since I started my new shift, I'm able to read them at work. So I caught up all the way to 3, along with a bunch of other shit. And I have 1 through 6, and oddly enough, volume 19, where I was just like, holy shit, it goes up this high?
Oh yeah, it's well past 100.
Volumes?
Don't stop.
Oh, no, not volumes.
Issues.
Yeah, it was like, I think I have volume 16 or 19.
It's probably like maybe like mid-20s by now, volumes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm estimating.
It's been going on since, 2004?
Since man first walked the earth.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to look it up on Amazon, but all I get is the show. Because people don't read no more. Anyway, welcome Case to the chat. Also, of course, Anonymous, welcome, and Blood Ocean 07. Of course, Courtney for being in the chat with us.
We got a full house today?
Yeah, we do. We got a full house, like the Olsen twins.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere I want, a hand to hold on to.
Doop, doop.
Da-da-da-da-da. Oh. So anyway.
Turn into a Negro spiritual at the end.
Yes, everybody. Well. Speaking of that, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, Spider-Man is free at last. He's no longer in the clutches of Sony. He's made a deal with Marvel, and he will now appear in Captain America: Civil War.
I have a dream.
Yes, can we testify?
That one day we will have Spider-Man, which we now have, along with Wolverine and the Fantastic Four together in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm not holding my breath for the Fox properties.
That dream is 1/3 complete.
No, I don't really. They can keep the Fantastic Four. They'll give us Doom, Silver Surfer, and Galactus, and you can keep the Marvel's first family. Like I don't care at all.
In the words of the great singer Hozier, take me to church.
So yeah, we had the breaking news last week that Marvel got the rights. Yeah, so kind of some of the details are kind of interesting. So apparently it wasn't really like even a monetary deal. It was just like, hey, you guys can use him. You're going to use him better than us. I think Sony finally were just like, we suck at this.
That the extra boost, it's going to help them all around.
Yeah, which is funny because when they first started talking about this, I just want to say I called it. That's exactly what I said. Like, why would Sony not do this? The biggest movie of the year, and it's like your character that you're trying to get more eyeballs on. Obviously, it only helps them.
But they get they get some kind of profit margin out of all this, don't they?
That's what it says that they actually don't.
No,
Really?
see, here's the deal. Marvel gets absolutely nothing from Spider-Man movies. Sony gets nothing from Spider-Man appearing in the Marvel movies, but Marvel gets 100% of the merchandising rights.
Marvel?
And Sony, if they choose to, can use characters from the rest of the Marvel universe.
Oh, so that's what Sony gets out of
deal.
So they can within
the
the
big
Spider-Man
brain on
franchise.
Within the for example, say they wanted Spider-Man to team up with Captain America. Well, Captain America can have an appearance in a Spider-Man movie.
Wow.
Well, it ain't gonna be Steve Rogers.
They're gonna be like, Falcon, go ahead. Now's your chance to shine. Yes,
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
And, I feel bad for not posting it, but I caught a glimpse of an article that had something to do with Hugh Jackman's thoughts on the whole thing, and he was like excited.
I just feel like he's just in the corner crying. I want to play too. Come on, Fox.
Because he's expressed interest before. Like, I would love to be in the next Avengers movie. It's kind of sucky that we weren't able to.
Well, that's when the crossover was supposed to start. Spider-Man was supposed to appear in an X-Men movie, or Wolverine was supposed to appear in one of the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Is he talked about Hugh Jackman was supposed to show up as Wolverine for the second Spider-Man, I think.
Uh-huh.
But when he got to the set, Spider-Man, he couldn't find his Wolverine costume.
Yeah, Spider-Man was supposed to cameo in one of the X-Men movies, but that deal never went through.
They did have like a deleted scene where Spider-Man runs in. It was at the end of the first X-Men movie where like the random guy runs in the Spider-Man suit. But I guess that doesn't really count.
I think that's what they just left it out. You know what? Let's just have a little fun thing for the blooper.
Yeah, but he was actually supposed to appear in one of the Spider-Man films.
You think, like,
as Wolverine?
That's right. I do remember reading that. Yeah, he was like, he was saying, it was weird because the way that he had worded it, it was like he was like, I couldn't find the suit, but then it was like worded where it's like he couldn't find like he was referring to like an executive as a suit. Because it seems really weird that like that's what's gonna stop you. Like for as much as he wants to be in those movies, you think he would have been like, fuck it, whatever I'm wearing, that's what Wolverine's wearing. I'm going in. Like I don't think like you would have cared at all. Like. I don't know. I mean, he already has he probably had the hair. He had the veins popping out. You're gonna know it's Wolverine.
Spider-Man like, hey, Logan, is it? Yeah, could you help me out? And he's like, yeah, you can go fuck yourself, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, it's like he's fighting Dr. Octopus. And he like slides through the window. He's all cut up and bleeding. Wolverine's sitting there drinking a beer. Hey, any help here, Wolverine? Go fuck yourself, Spider-Man. And Spider-Man just runs off, starts fighting again.
With spider tears.
Oh, these are really sticky. Oh, man.
Okay, so Ice.
Yes.
The Spider-Man Marvel-produced movie, who gets the profit from that? Is it Sony or
only Sony?
It's only Sony?
Yeah, because like Spider-Man is not part of the MCU. So the solo movie that was was supposed to be in 2018 has moved up to 2017, and even though it's part of the MCU, only Sony's going to profit from that movie box office wise.
Interesting.
So why does the whole thing with Andrew Garfield matter now?
Because Marvel, while this was still in the rumor phase, Marvel was saying they didn't want Garfield. They wanted somebody new, somebody younger. So
but
even
if
though
all they
Sony
need
gets
is
the last
Spider-Man,
say-
why would Sony have to cut the rights to Andrew Garfield to Spider-Man?
I think they just threw that
They're
in
just
there.
giving the Spider-Man entity simply to Marvel. They don't need to use Garfield.
No, yeah, because I don't know. It's just like Marvel wanted somebody different, and even though Sony gets the final say on who gets cast as Spider-Man, they're like, yeah, we'll do that. We'll change Garfield for somebody else.
I don't know about that.
I think they just. I feel like that was more Marvel's sticking point, and Sony was like, fuck it. Well, he had his shot twice. We'll do whatever you say, Marvel. Just please give us money. North Korea is fucking us up.
When I saw the panel that was posted even long before, but somebody posted it again last week after the news, which just fits perfectly. Where it's just Iron Man holding Spider-Man. Iron Man goes, "We have money," and just Spider-Man's like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh yeah, from the Civil War picture. So the Mary Sue has like 10 people they think would be great as Spider-Man. So their number one pick, of course, Donald Glover. Mm-hmm. Then they have Grant Gustin, who is actually playing the Flash right now.
I wouldn't mind Donald Glover doing something, but I just don't think he's actually a good fit as Peter Parker. Spider-Man, maybe as a different Spider-Man, but as Peter Parker, I don't think he fits that character.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with the race. It's just character-wise, I don't think he fits Peter Parker.
And that's the Mary Sue's top 10 countdown or whatever it is that they're doing. They were all for the Peter Parker Spider-Man. It wasn't for Miles Morales or Miguel O'Hara. It was for Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, they were saying, like, it doesn't really matter, like, race-wise, like, who plays Spider-Man. Yeah, because they were saying, like, some people would be like, well, if Donald Glover played Spider-Man, most people would assume he would be Miles Morales. We're like, oh, fuck it, why can't he play Peter Parker as well? So, yeah, that was kind of the gist of what they were saying.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind him as Spider-Man, but just as Peter Parker, I don't think he fits that character.
Maybe. I don't know. I think as a younger Spider-Man, no. I think he could probably pull off an older Spider-Man, though, which I think is what they're going for.
Well, that's one of the interesting things is that him and Garfield are, like, in their late 20s.
Yeah.
Well, Garfield's actually, like, a year younger than I am. He's, like, 30.
Yeah.
So he's like a million years
And on top of that, when it comes down, I understand Mary Sue's point where, like, yeah, race shouldn't matter. But when you're talking about characterization, that's where a lot of people want to see that representation because Miles Morales represents that minority. So a lot of people that are like yay for Miles is because he represents the black and Hispanic minorities. So even though like Peter is white and you're casting him as black, the reason why people were so hooked on Miles is that because he represents something that. He's the essentially the black Hispanic Spider-Man for the people that have really wanted Miguel O'Hara, but he's kind of lesser known.
Plus he's in the future.
He's in the future, yeah. So we're not going to get racial equality until 2099.
Yes, we can hold out till 2099.
Yeah.
So here's a question. So if you could cast whoever you wanted as Spider-Man as whatever version of Spider-Man, which Spider-Man would you cast? We'll do a roundtable discussion.
Let's start with Luis.
All right.
I think he's probably going to have the most interesting answer. Well, at least the most fanboyish.
Well, I don't know, because I guess, honestly, like, what I would obviously love to keep seeing Peter Parker. I really would also love to see Miles Morales on the screen now, because what Bendis has done with him is, he's done a great job to not only, make him stand out from Peter Parker, but still follow the same legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having him on the screen actually would work out as good, if not even better. Because we've gotten like 5 different tries within the last 15 years with Peter Parker, and while it hasn't been the character's fault, it's just been the writing. It wouldn't be a bad idea to try to switch it up a little bit.
So who would you cast?
As Miles, I'm not sure, because I don't know, like Donald Glover as Miles. If you did him as Miles would have to be like around Peter, you know, like high school or college, because
Right.
you know, as young as Donald looks, you know, he isn't like 13 years old looking. You know, he can't do 15 years old.
Yeah, I get it. And it's kind of reverse casting. Usually you get older people playing younger people. But when you have a character who hasn't even passed 18 years old yet, being played by a 28-year-old, like, how do you really characterize him when the character itself hasn't, like, hit that maturity level?
Exactly.
What about Tyler James Williams from Everyone Hates Chris?
Well, let me see. Like, who would you cast for Peter, though, at least?
Well, there's one person that's been rumored that he might get the job, and I actually think he actually would do a pretty good job, and that's Logan Lerman. Because he's only, I think, 21, 22 years old. So you can get at least a junior high school Peter Parker out of him.
Logan.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he's the kid from...
Just the Percy Jackson kid?
Percy Jackson, yeah.
Oh, he was also in Fury. I think he was like the kid.
Yeah.
That didn't catch a rocket through the chest.
Oh, that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I saw the end of that. It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. So your choice would be Miles Morales then, Luis?
Yeah, I would love to see a Miles Morales on the screen.
Nice. For me, I'm torn because I feel like, I mean, obviously they could change the storyline, but with Miles Morales, like his inception, like Spider-Man has to exist in a universe for Miles Morales to exist. Simply because, like, his Uncle Ben moment is Spider-Man dying. Mm-hmm. And I know they wouldn't want to kill off the Peter Parker Spider-Man if they were going to bring him in. Now, granted, they could kill off, like, Hank Pym or someone, because no one gives a shit about Hank Pym. and that could be like, oh, I could have saved Hank Pym. I mean, not that the world is better off, but, you know, and then that's what prompts him into becoming Spider-Man. But or they could even go crazy. No, there's no Peter Parker, and it's always been Miles Morales. And they combine origins, and it's his uncle that dies because he's mixed up in some bad shit. So I don't know. I'm torn. I really would rather see Miles Morales just simply because it's a new face, it's a new origin. Like Peter Parker has been done to death, and I think it's time. It's time now. Rise up, Donald Glover, make it happen. I'm done.
Yeah, because you know Donald voices him in I think in one of the Spider-Man cartoon. Spider-Man when they were doing like their version of the Spider-Verse tie-ins, and you know he went to the another universe, and where they had Miles and Donald voice him. He actually did a good job voicing him, but you know like physically playing him would be weird because you know Donald can't play a 13-year-old kid.
Or can't. Oh, apparently you've not seen Mystery Team, sir.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I actually have Mystery Team, and that was a long time ago. Wasn't it? So.
Hey, he's abreast with curds,
sir.
That's what
put them on the map, though.
Go ahead. He's more physically, aging-wise in his face than he was back then.
Hey, they can if they can digitize what's his face in Tron and make him look younger.
Oh. If they can hologram Tupac.
You really think the studios want to use that much CGI just for that?
Did we not remember X-Men: The Last Stand with Magneto and Professor X?
Oh my gosh.
Either younger faces.
Yeah, Professor X's young face.
That was 2 seconds. That was like a minute to 2 minutes, not a whole movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would also be open to Peter Parker, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be if they announced tomorrow like it's gonna be Peter Parker. I'm not like, oh, Peter Parker.
No, we know it's gonna be Peter Parker. There's no way around it.
I know,
but what I think what they should do is something in the vein of the Incredible Hulk, or with Norton, where just move on. Okay, like say like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 sort of still existed in a sense, but just continue on almost as if it didn't happen. But what was it called when they made the movie, like a requel or?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, where
at the same time.
Where Incredible Hulk is still the sequel to the Eric Bana movie, and they just do like a 5-second montage. They could do that, but I want that entire universe of Andrew Garfield to just die. I want what happened to the first 3 X-Men movies to happen to those 2 Spider-Man movies, like just retconned out of existence.
Days of Spider Past.
Apparently that is going to be the case because obviously there's only rumors, but they're saying this is gonna be yet another reboot.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of torn because like I wouldn't mind another reboot again because fine, if we're gonna start fresh. But at the same time, I'm tired of rebooting Spider-Man already.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's all the more reason for Miles Morales. But anyway, so
I'm not excited about that at all. I mean, if they have to, because they're talking about sending Peter Parker back to high school. He was in high school when Tobey Maguire played Spider-Man. He was in high school whenever Andrew Garfield played Spider-Man. If he's in high school again, I'm not going to be excited to see the movie. I'm still going to see it, but I'm not going to run to the theaters, opening weekend to go see. Oh, he's discovering his spider feelings for Gwen Stacy.
They're tingling.
Yeah, unless it looks so big, you're like, oh my god, I have to see opening.
So ideally, who would you pick for Spider-Man? Like, which version of Spider-Man, and who would you want to play him?
Honestly, I would probably prefer to see Peter Parker just so that they can get everything tied in with Civil War and all that nonsense. But my deal is, and Ice touched on this earlier, was that if we have to reboot the Spider-Man franchise, and start him off in high school, if he has his powers, if he doesn't have his powers, whatever, I'm going to be less inclined to see it because we've already seen him graduate from high school twice already. I think that the best approach would be to do like Warner's is doing with Batman. So you had the Nolan trilogy come out, and that exists on its own, but with the Batman v Superman movie, they're not starting Batman off as year one or whatever. They're taking an older, more experienced Batman. So they're continuing from Batman's history.
Yeah. So we should get Ben Affleck to play Spider-Man.
We need
it's
to
like
have
a grizzled Spider-Man,
Thing.
stubble under his mask.
There you go. You see the beard sticking out through there.
Well, they did say that at least I thought I read that they wanted an older Spider-Man to not have to retread into history. What's that, Luis?
For Spider-Man, though, they want younger.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Those rat bastards.
I think they want not just a younger Spider-Man, a younger looking actor, which would fit with Logan Lerman. But the other actor that's rumored, Dylan O'Brien from the Teen Wolf show, would not only be terrible because Teen Wolf is a horrible show, but the guy looks like he's already in his 30s or late 20s, so that doesn't fit the younger actor that they want.
What about the other Thor's brother? He's not doing anything important.
Liam Hemsworth?
Yeah, Liam.
No, he's in the what's the Mockingbird thing?
Yeah.
Well, what is the thing called? Hunger Games. There you go.
I think he would work. Oh yeah, I know. I was reading an article about it earlier. Those movies.
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Drake Bell play Spider-Man on the big screen.
Drake, first name greatest, last name ever.
Yep.
You know what? I like him voicing Spider-Man, for the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, but seeing him trying to do Peter Parker would remind me way too much of the that superhero parody movie he did, and I wouldn't. That would just be stuck in my head the whole time.
Hey, he wasn't the Fairly Odd Parents, huh?
Yeah, he was on.
He had a guest appearance on Home Improvement. I don't know. But anyway, enough ripping on Hunger Games. Anyway, so I don't know. What about you, Amuru?
All right. Well, Jaden Smith.
This podcast is over.
No, honestly, I would say the Sprouse twins.
Sprouse?
The fuck?
Yeah, Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh,
the little kid from Big Daddy. Yeah.
Wait, there's two of them?
Yeah, they're like in their early 20s. They're like
I thought it was
23,
one
24.
person playing two people.
So do you want both of them playing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
In Big Daddy.
Yeah, they look like Justin Bieber.
Okay, so blonde hair aside, I think they'd be pretty good. They're decent enough actors. They're funny. They're funny kids. You ever seen Sweet Life? It's pretty fucking.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like the Sweet Life.
They're trolls on Twitter, and I like them because they're also big anime fans.
You know what?
And they used to make fun of Zac Efron. They would make fun of Zac Efron on Twitter. We're like, oh, anime's lame, says Zac Efron, the kid who used to borrow our DBZ comics all the time.
Oh, burn.
Yeah, they do shit like that. So I'm like, okay, these kids are cool, but they have that. To me, they kind of have that Peter Parker humor. that I think their comedy would come off well because they're known for comedy.
Question. So which one would you have play Peter Parker / Spider-Man? You
Honestly,
can't have both of them.
I can't tell the difference between the two. So one or the other would be fine, but because they're twins, it would lead to a pretty great if they decided to do Clone Wars.
Ben Reilly.
The other one could be Ben Reilly.
Scarlet Spider.
One's face is a bit chubbier than the other, so
That's always the case with
I'd
twins.
go with Dylon. Because Cole has a little bit too much baby fat in his cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you wanted to go with the more handsome choice, I would say maybe Josh Hutcherson. Hunger Games, PETA.
Oh, God.
He's the same age.
Wait, did you say more handsome choice?
I guess. I mean, because the
that's
other kids
PETA?
they don't look bad. But
That's PETA?
Yeah, he plays PETA.
Oh, yeah, the guy that's like 5'5".
Is he 5'5"?
He looks like it.
Maybe that means he's real
I think
agile.
DMX is like barely taller than him.
Yeah, DMX
Hold
is
on.
pretty tiny.
What's wrong with 5'5"?
I'm
5'.
I would say what's wrong with 5'5"?
Are you being heightism right now, Fuzzy?
Well, Spider-Man, I think, is actually pretty short, so I actually think that's kind of accurate.
Well, actually, no, because Peter Parker, even in high school, he was around 5'8" or so.
Well, I don't know. I think... I don't know.
I'm not saying that means Josh couldn't beat him, but
no.
I'm just pointing that out. That's all.
I'm still on PETA being Spider-Man. Like I would cry. I would be like, we just got rid of Garfield, now we got PETA. Oh God, you cut me deep with that one, Jay.
People eating tasty animals.
It's gonna take me. Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to recover from that one. I don't know. He's just so lame in those movies. I mean, I don't doubt his actual acting abilities, but I've only seen him as that character, and I hate that character so much. So for him to transition into Spider-Man, it's like it's a Hugh Jackman effect all over. It's gonna take him 5 movies before I'm finally like, you know what? He's a pretty decent Spider-Man. I call this the swordfish effect. I don't know. I'm gonna go with your Sweet Life of Zach and Cody pick over freaking PETA and his stupid face.
And since you mentioned Jaden Smith as, I'm assuming, Miles Morales,
make him Peter Parker, make everyone mad.
You know what? I actually think that might not be such a bad idea.
Get out right now.
He can be like one of the clones in the Clone Wars.
No,
only if he's the first
like
clone
that weird,
to die.
Like, brooding one. Maybe he can be what was the one that was all asshole-ish?
The one that didn't exist.
Who was the dick clone?
The Iron Spider? No, he wasn't a clone.
No, he was like I think it was Kane, wasn't it? Wasn't his name
Kane? It was Kane. You're talking about Kane.
Yeah, he can be Kane. You're already gonna hate him. You're already gonna hate him. He can just be Kane.
Oh man.
No, you know, because I believe that
I can fly.
And then they're gonna be like, "How can you be me? You're black." He's like, "I'm Peter Parker from another mother." Get it? I'm a brother from another mother.
I'm Peter Parker.
I'm Peter Porker. Peter Parker.
You play good brothers, brother.
God. He's the one written by Rob Liefeld.
When he has so many pouches, I'm from the Liefeld universe. Oh, man.
Yeah,
you know what?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Speaking of Jaden Smith, actually, this is a perfect segue. Like, legitimately. So Will Smith says that After Earth was the most painful failure of his career.
Wow, did he really say that?
Yep.
He did.
The most painful failure. And right after that, he disowned Jaden Smith. he gave him a hobo pack and a pocket full of dreams. Like, he changed, like, his whole perspective on movies. Like, he had, like, this, like, come to Jesus moment where he's like, Wild Wild West was his biggest flop before, and that wasn't even enough to, like, destroy him. And now he's just like, basically to paraphrase, like his whole life, he was trying to be the best at everything. He's like, I was the #1 box office. I was the best at this. Like, I had to excel because
Actually, it does still fit that criteria because now he has the best worst movie of his career.
This is true. Well, he said, like, basically he's been like this since he was 15 and his girlfriend cheated on him. So he figured if he was the best, no one would ever cheat on him. So it's finally taken him until After Earth, such a garbage movie where he's like, you know, I can let that go. I don't have to be the best. There's other things that are important in life.
I have kids now. Or like 20-something, but
He said, I just remember that day I made a shift from wanting to be a winner to wanting to have the most powerful, deep, and beautiful relationships I could possibly have.
Passively?
Yeah, passively. Possibly have, you know.
Passively.
Yeah, the most passable relationships. They don't have to be great, but I mean, I want to at least not want to kill the person. So there you go. The movie was so shitty, Will Smith had to reevaluate his entire fucking existence.
I gotta stop being a Scientologist.
I heard it. See, I've heard mixed things about that. I heard, like, he's close with the church, but he's not a Scientologist.
Well, not anymore.
Okay, but
not
he was.
after Earth.
Nice. So I don't know. That made my day, actually. I read that. I was like, oh, well, there you go. And it's funny because he doesn't mention anything about Jaden Smith just being terrible. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he's not going to say that in an interview, but...
Well, yeah, Will Smith has a lot to own up to because I think he wrote that movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Let's find out.
Well,
no,
it wasn't
After
bad.
Earth, wasn't it written by M. Night Shyamalan?
I know he directed it.
He directed it, but I think the screenplay was. Well? I think the screenplay was mainly Will Smith.
It was, yep. Well, the story was Will Smith. Screenplay was M. Night Shyamalan and
so they teamed.
And Gary Whitta. Gary Whitta. Oh wow, this guy's actually written good stuff. Why is he writing that crap?
In other words, Will Smith probably had a good idea that M. Night Shyamalan messed up a lot.
Pretty much.
It's like, hey, I heard you did some good movies once.
Yo, dog, I heard you got good movies.
Yeah, I also did meth. What's your point?
Danger is real. Fear is a choice. After Earth.
So was After Earth shot somewhere in Philadelphia?
It might have been West Philadelphia, where he was born and raised.
Because M. Night Shyamalan Ding-Along has like this like thing where like 99% of his movies are shot literally in Philadelphia.
Oh, really? He doesn't want to go anywhere.
Like I think like maybe one or two were probably shot outside of it.
Well,
but for some reason he has this obsession to shoot it all in Philly.
Well, considering the entire movie was like green screen, I'm sure he could have shot it in his bathtub if he wanted to. I don't know. I also wish that like Will Smith also would have taken away from it. Like, let's also not try and push his son into like a starring role when he's clearly not ready.
Well, I mean, according to people who saw the Karate Kid movie, he didn't do a bad job in that.
No, he was not that bad. I guess okay. A starring role in a movie where you're the only person in the movie for the majority of the movie, like.
And you know what I also think it is because like. When he did Karate Kid, it was before he thought he was holier than thou. Because like now he's like, oh, you know, kid, we don't need school, we don't need education, we don't need all this stuff.
We don't need no education.
You know what? I think that looking at After Earth and Jaden Smith and M. Night Shyamalan, and then looking at the kids in The Last Airbender and M. Night Shyamalan, I think a lot of what the actors. How they came across on screen was a direct response or a direct from the director.
That is definitely a common denominator. I mean, he hasn't had a good movie since let's see. Well, it depends on how you feel about Signs, but if not, then like Unbreakable, the year 2000. So that's like 15 years ago since M. Night Shyamalan has made anything anybody's given a shit about. Correct me if I'm wrong, unless you...
I like that, the one that he didn't... Well, I forgot the name of it. The one that were in the woods.
Okay, The Village? Or The
Village. I thought that was pretty good.
Okay, well, I didn't see that one. The Lady
in the Water.
Okay, so either way, that would still be 2006. Yeah. So it's still been a while since he's been able to put anything together.
Yeah, if you get a good enough director, they can take... Dave Bautista and turn him into Drax the Destroyer.
That is a very good point, though, because I mean, I'm sure Jaden Smith with a more capable director and a more capable screenwriter. I mean, yeah, like you said, like the Karate Kid movie, because I saw that and he was good. Like I didn't hate Jaden Smith around that movie. I was like, all right. It's pretty scrawny for a Karate Kid, but so was the Karate Kid.
The movie was unneeded, but he was still not terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty good, But I don't know. It just takes like someone who's really seasoned of an actor to act with only themselves. Like Will Smith's done it. Tom Hanks has done it, and James Franco's done it, which is surprising because I don't think James Franco's that great of an actor, but he was able to do it pretty well. Very well, actually.
He was.
So to have someone who's like, I don't know how old Jaden Smith is, 15? And expect him to do this movie where it's nothing but CGI characters. I just felt like it's literally like Will Smith's character of like, well, I can't go any further, son. You've got to carry the legacy for me. And he's like, but there's no other actors to act against. And that's the important part of acting. Get out there, son. Only you can do it. And then, like, I don't know, the other thing about it's that much more tragic, because then Will Smith's talking about how this is, like, the worst part of his career. It's like, you put your son in this position, and now you're talking about how terrible he is. It's just like, I don't think any other kid that age could have probably done it either.
Well, I mean, I think about like the animated films that have children in them. Because a lot of times, whenever they read,
it's because they ain't us.
Whenever they read the script, it's just them in the booth by themselves.
Yeah,
and then the director or the in most cases the voice director is on the other side telling them how to read this line, what emotion to put into it. So I think M. Night Shyamalan is just a very, very bad director. He can't even direct his actors into being the legitimate characters.
He can't even direct himself to a good script. Burn.
Yeah, and unless the movie has a twist, he's like, what do I do?
Why that twist?
There's supposed to be a twist.
Who saw what's that? The Happening with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah,
I never saw that one. Is that with aliens or something?
Not exactly.
I never saw it. All I know is that he was talking about bees and they were dying or something. Ice, did you see that movie?
I think it was like honey, I think it was like the honeybees, because if like, the honeybees die out, then it like greatly affects like the human race's chances of living, something to that effect.
You didn't see the movie?
I saw it.
What did you think of Mark Wahlberg's acting in it?
He actually was pretty good.
It's weird because Unbreakable, obviously you have two good actors.
Silence.
He's following that up.
Go, Louis. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, like it wasn't great or anything, but I say it's somewhere in the low good range.
So is it better than Boogie Nights, but worse than other guys?
With Shyamalan, Mark Wahlberg is still a good actor himself. So no matter what the director says to him, there's still something of his own that's going to shine through.
I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly.
Peacocks don't fly.
Is it like Shooter good?
Oh God! I'm not gonna get it. It was like, there are no sides. There aren't any sides. You got to be on my side, but there's no sides. You got to be on my. I don't know. There's a part of the movie. There's a part of the movie where like Mark Wahlberg's character's getting like lectured by like the main villain. And he's like, yeah, we got to be the good guys. He's like, there are no good guys. There are no sides. And like 5 minutes later, when Mark Wahlberg's like about to kill him, he's like, you got to be on my side. And we're like, but I thought you just said there are no sides. It's like, there are where there's a gun in my head. Yeah, that's all I remember about that movie. That and like lobbing the bullet or some shit.
Next topic.
Yeah, I was actually about to get to that. So speaking of Batista... He's about to be starring in The Highlander.
There can only be one.
Any fans of The Highlander? Apparently he's going to be playing the badass barbarian, the Kurgan, in the Summit.
Is going to, if he can do a great job in that role as he did with Drax, he's going to be amazing.
Okay, so Kurgan was the villain in the first one. Oh, okay, that actually is going to be pretty badass.
Yes, that's a perfect role for Bautista.
I don't know who they're going to have star in it. This is the first I've heard of it since they said Ryan Reynolds was going to be in it, but thankfully they're not going to pick Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, no, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Is Deadpool the Highlander?
He could be. Actually, I don't know. If Deadpool gets his head chopped off, can he still survive? And if not, then I guess he could be the Highlander. But yeah.
Not Origins Deadpool.
Well, we hope that he doesn't survive anything. But anyway, I don't know. I'm excited for an Highlander film. Anyway, moving on. So apparently, speaking of Deadpool, Gina Carano, she's going to play Angel Dust, who's one of the Morlocks.
I was waiting to see Amuru Sauce because I saw that she was an MMA fighter, and I think you guys are MMA fans, right?
Yeah.
I've kind of fallen off. I don't really care for it anymore.
Oh, I don't like this. It sucks.
Ever since I got finished fighting those dingoes, nothing really.
The thrills worn off on me.
Unless I'm fighting wild animals with my bare hands, nothing else is important.
I don't know, but apparently her character, she's a Chicago Morlock. Her mutant abilities increase her adrenaline to gain superhuman strength, speed, and agility and endurance. She's basically a mega badass. So basically, yeah. So Gina Carano's going to play Gina Carano in a Gina Carano production. So hopefully her acting will be a little bit better. I actually finally saw the Fast 25 or whichever Fast and Furious movie it is where she's in it. And she doesn't really say anything, which is good because she's not good at acting. But I don't feel like they didn't really use her that well as far as the action scenes. Like none of them really blew me away compared to like Haywire. Like I feel like that action director should just be part of her contract. Because I think like he brings the best out of her.
Yeah,
he's like a reverse M. Night Shyamalan. So anyway, where's the next one?
There's a bunch of bros listening who are like, "Yeah, I could bring the best out of her too." You know what I mean?
I'll make her tap out.
For the Deadpool movie too, they're apparently T.J. Miller. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Nope. T.J. Hooker.
Not that T.J.
T.J. Mark Miller.
Yeah, he voiced I forgot the name of the character, but he was like the monster fan in Big Hero 6. I don't know if you guys seen that yet.
Nope.
Oh wow! Well, there's other movies he's in. I just can't remember the name of the movies. But he's a good comedy actor, so he actually would fit pretty well depending on what role they give him for Deadpool. Like apparently he signed on, but they're not saying who he is.
Is he Spider-Man?
Yes, he's Spider-Man. Thanks, Fuzzy.
Well, there's rumors that Colossus is going to have a cameo or a full role in Deadpool, which does seem like it seems like a random character to throw in there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I think it's a little weird. Just because you know when you think of Deadpool, you don't think of Colossus as in association.
Yeah, but I don't know. It could be good. I mean, maybe he's going to be fighting him, and he's going to be like, "Eliana, your bullets don't hurt me, Deadpool." Who knows? I don't know. But speaking of X-Men, so Matthew Vaughn. So obviously, we had talked about this before, where before what's his face took over, Bryan Singer took over X-Men Days of Future Past. Matthew Vaughn didn't have Quicksilver in the script. It was going to be the Juggernaut. So he was talking about his version of the White House breakout scene, what that was going to be. And so he says, I had the Juggernaut being thrown out of a plane 2,000 feet. Basically, the Juggernaut was like in a plane, and they're like, all right, so what's the plan? What's the plan? Do we have a plan? Is there a plan? And then they just push him out, like head first, and he like smashes through the Pentagon. And yeah. So it like would have been, I'm sure they would have filmed it pretty cool because Matthew Vaughn is very good at action, but it definitely would have been a lot less like memorable, I think. Yes. But yeah, basically, where's the quote? Like basically he was saying that he would have, he's like, I would have made the movie worse had I done my version. And he gave props to the Quicksilver scene.
Yeah, he probably would have.
Yeah, like the other thing that he was going to do was, if he actually got to do Days of Future Past, was he was going to recast Wolverine. Like they were actually going to have like basically like kick out Hugh Jackman if he still did it.
Oh, that's what he was saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh. Wow. Oh, yeah, that would have been interesting.
I don't know if Fox would have went with that.
That's probably why they got rid of him. It was like they made it like officially he left, but really they're like, get the fuck out of our office.
Fuck out of here.
I don't know. Like as much as I would I'm curious to see someone else portray Wolverine. For that movie in particular, where they're bringing back pretty much every other of the older cast, unless he wasn't planning on doing that, then that would make sense. But since he is the bridge between like the present and the future. To me, that would have made no sense to recast him, but then all the other cast are still the same.
No.
So, yeah. I don't know.
He was saying something. I can't remember the exact quote. Was like, oh yeah, they probably had like brought Hugh Jackman in, and then something happened, and suddenly he's recasted. So, something I don't know. It was something around to that effect that he was saying, which is just would have been completely odd, bizarre, and I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't go with that. So anyway.
Speaking of Matthew Vaughn, has anybody seen Kingsman
yet? The Kingsman. Actually, I saw you had posted that on Facebook. I have not seen it. How was it?
It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
That's all I gotta say. Is that it was pretty good.
How was the blade legs scene?
Oh yeah, she was awesome.
Oh yeah,
she was badass. Like I guess I went in with my expectations a little too high because when I saw it, I was like, "This is really good," but it's not as great as I was hoping it was going to be.
Oh, I see.
But the action scenes were incredible. Like Colin Firth, if he decides to go the Liam Neeson route and just make all-out action movies from here on out, he could do that. Because Matthew Vaughn did a great job directing him, and Colin Firth was just. He was that dude.
So now that Liam Neeson's movies suck now, Colin Firth...
Now he's the Kingsman.
Yes,
oh.
Exactly.
So, okay, so I wonder this, because basically I had no expectations, because I read the first issue of the comic that it's based off of, and I didn't like it. Okay, so spoilers. so spoilers for anyone who's planning on seeing it. This isn't a huge spoiler, because it's not really that much of a plot point. It's probably, I'm sure this happens in, like the part with Mark Hamill, I'm sure that's like in the opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so Mark Hamill dies. They kill off fucking Mark Hamill. And I threw the comic down. I'm like, how could you just kill Mark Hamill? You introduce Mark Hamill and you kill Mark Hamill, and now who's going to voice the Joker? Before Troy Baker came along. So that's why I don't like the comic. But anyway, so then I saw that. So I kept seeing the trailers. I'm like, whatever, this looks all right. And then the most recent trailer I saw was showing like some of the action, and it was reminiscent of the first Kick-Ass movie.
Yes,
and I was
very
like,
much
oh, now I'm excited. So yeah, it looks really good. So. Yeah, it kind of confirms what I was hoping for, with you saying that the action was really good. But the first review I had read was, like, The Statesman, so they were, like, ripping on it. They're like, it's really juvenile, it's not that good. They're, like, trying to be James Bond, but they suck. And
I read that review, too!
Yeah.
I don't know. At night there's nothing really good to do.
Yeah.
I read. Well, I mean, at work. I'm sorry. At work, it's really boring. It's very minimal stuff that you have to do at work. So there's a lot of downtime to read. So when I'm done reading my my graphic novels and whatever books I got checked out, I just read the newspaper. And I was reading the 360, trying to find some things to do. Usually they give like good stuff like to do, like when there's like holidays coming up. So there's Valentine's and then President's Day today. So I was trying to find some fun stuff to do. And I happened to read the review for the Kingsman. And, all I knew of the Kingsman was that part that you had told me where they killed Mark Hamill. And just reading the whole thing, and they were kind of like ragging on it, but not really saying don't go see it. But that is true. Yeah, then they drew the comparison between that and 50 Shades.
50 Shades, yeah, that was like their whole comparison.
Really?
Yeah, that's basically what, because like you could tell, like if I read the 50 Shades review first to see because there's that general consensus that it's kind of glorifying
abuse.
Yeah, abuse and battering women, and basically all around like misogyny. But then when you read the Kingsman review, and the way they have the page layout, it's pretty much like you read one and then you read the other. And then you read the Kingsman review, and it just feels like a continuation of the 50 Shades review.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, well, this is just the exact same thing as what you just read of my other review, because it's like the same person reviewing two movies.
They draw like parallels. Like they're not really saying like it's the same thing. Like I'm trying to think of an example, but they'd be like, they're both escapist fantasy, and they're both someone who's like not wealthy going into like a wealthy class. It's like shit like that, where they're not like saying like, and then the Kingsman got spanked by a flogger. Like like they're not suggesting that, but they're kind of like
it's just one is like the super bondage thing, and the other one's just playing on your fantasies of ultra.
Because there was one where it's like, what was it now? It was so lame. They're like in 50 Shades, there's explosions, or there's like exploding orgasms, and in the Kingsman, it's just exploding heads. And I was just like, they really were stretching to tie these two completely different movies together to have like this trying to be like clever. Like I know that they were just smirking to themselves the entire time they're writing. They're like, I'm so
like that
clever.
Peggy Hill genius. When you're telling yourself you're genius and everyone else is just like,
It's like the scene where she's like, you speak Spanish. Kind of.
Yeah. Si hablo español.
Yeah.
So the movie, what I really liked about the movie is that it did pay homage to older spy films in various ways, and one of them that I guess not a lot of people will catch on to was audio cues.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be certain lines or certain way lines were delivered, and then there would be an audio cue that would be played behind it that'd be reminiscent of something from a spy movie from like the 60s.
Oh,
I know in that review in the Statesman, it was referring a lot to James Bond, where it's like because there was like, I guess there's a line in the movie where they were like, this isn't your cliche type of movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Your cliche spy film. It was like, but it was cliche in every sense of the word.
Oh, that's
it was
right,
a super homage,
Yeah.
super homage to
I forgot about
the
that.
Bomb films, but just for the current generation. I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, because
I
guess there was like a scene where they reference like there's someone like tied to a chair and the guy like shoots him or whatever, and he's just like, normally I give away my whole plan before I do that, and they were just like ripping on that. They're like, they'll do that, but then they'll do this thing that's really cliche. I was just like,
oh well, do I want to give spoilers?
well.
No.
Okay, I won't give spoilers.
I don't care. I mean, I'm going to see it, but I don't care if it's spoiled. They killed Mark Hamill. That's the biggest spoiler of them all.
You can go ahead. I'm just messing. It doesn't really matter to me because I don't know when I'll see it. So, but it's not one of those movies I care if I get.
I know
spoiled or not.
Courtney wants you to spoil it.
Oh, Courtney?
Well, she always wants spoilers.
I thought she saw it already. Oh, anyways. Okay, so that was Sam Jackson talking to Colin Firth.
No, Blood Ocean says no spoilers.
Yeah. I was going to let him talk.
By the way, Samuel L. Jackson, beautiful performance. Beautiful performance.
I heard he had a lisp the entire time.
He had a
Yeah,
lisp
that was
the
another
entire
thing in the
time.
review. They said it was really fucking annoying. Well, not like those words, but you could tell.
Really fucking
You could tell
annoying,
if he
says
was
the
writing on the
Statesman.
Pit War website, he would have used the phrase, his lisp is really fucking annoying.
I mean, think about it. Whose lisp do you enjoy listening to?
Lispidson.
Sipping on some lisping iced tea.
Sipping on some thizzer.
Sipping on some
thizzer.
sipping on some thizzer.
Sipping on some scissors. Sipping on some scissors. I'm done.
But yeah, there were great performances all around. But Sam Jackson and Colin Firth definitely stand out. Mark Strong was another one that was a standout performance. But yeah, the movie was really good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't as great as I wanted it to be because it was a lot. It was like Kick-Ass and James Bond put together.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's Bond-ass.
It's Bond-ass. James Kick.
James Kick.
Kick Bond. Kick Bond ass.
That sounds like a good sport. Kick Bond.
I would say go see it.
Yeah, but get a chance. I want to. It seems like at the very least, this is a fun movie. It doesn't seem like it's gonna blow you away.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Even like I don't know because I listened to a lot of reviews and they were reviewing it, and they were like, to me, if I'm gonna see a movie like that, I'm mostly going for the action. And these are reviewers who usually they're just like, yeah, I'm bored. Because, I mean, they're professional movie reviewers, so they see movies all the fucking time. So stuff that they criticize, I don't give a shit about because I see, like, maybe one movie every couple months, whereas they see, like, everything that's out in the theaters. And they're just like, yeah, there's some action scenes where I'm just like, can you rewind that? I want to see that again. You know, so when I hear that from people who are, like, jaded about movies already, I'm like, all right, I'm there. Speaking of
which... if you enjoyed the Raid, the choreography and the fight scenes in the Raid, you will enjoy the choreography and the fight scenes in Kingsman.
Nice. Well,
Done
there you go.
Very well. It's very un-American because a lot of times in like American films, you have like, especially nowadays with the Liam Neeson stuff and Denzel Washington's doing that, you have like the CQC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna punch you in the throat and then like twist your arm and then shoot you in the foot and then that's gonna be it. It was like that, but ramped up to 1,000.
Mine
really,
goes
really
to 11.
good.
Oh, so apparently Matthew Vaughn's English. So actually, this is the English way to do it. So
Yes.
it's like, yeah. So America, we're still catching up. We got CQC, but now they got Matthew Vaughn and they got the Raid people. But we're getting there slowly.
Slowly but surely.
I was always wondering about that because Mark Millar and Matthew Vaughn have like this weird relationship that they've started. Where like, because he was like one of the co-creators from this Secret Service comic book, and that's pretty much like Mark Millar now. Like basically, he wrote the Ultimates, did Civil War, like and post Civil War for Mark Millar. Just writing these miniseries to get them turned into movies. It seems like that's all he's doing. Like, I think Comics Alliance was ripping on him. He was like, oh, here comes another Mark Miller trying to get turned into a movie. But apparently he has...
Trying?
Well,
He's
yeah.
like the most successful, like, comic-to-movie adaptation guy out
Oh, no,
there.
absolutely. But, I mean, I guess, like, not everything has been adapted. But pretty much, I mean... I don't know. He's sitting pretty.
It's not exactly a gamble, though. You know.
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's
Yeah.
when you look at his latest comics. That's what you're like. I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a movie.
Yeah.
It's not like will it or won't it. It's just like, if it does, I'll probably go see it.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it would be awesome if, like, I don't know, whatever bridge he has to Hollywood, if he'd extend it to like other comic book properties. Because apparently Kirkman also has his finger in the pie. Because I guess another one of his books is being adapted into a TV series.
Yeah, Outcast. I believe Showtime or Cinemax, one of the two.
Yeah,
Outcast.
I wouldn't say.
Oh.
I could have sworn it was like Exorcist or something.
Oh.
Let me see.
What's going to be Oscar?
When you get it.
So actually, wait a minute. Since you
Okay, yeah, it is Outcast. You are correct.
Sorry. Andre Benjamin.
Oh my God, as Mr. Gold
and Sir Lucius Leftfoot
as Mr. Green. Do you remember that garbage movie, Revolver?
Yes. Yes.
I never saw that one.
Don't. You'll hate Andre 3000 for the rest of your life. It's so bad.
All right, so hold on. What is that? Fuzzy, since you saw Kingsman, did you see the alternate Fantastic Four trailer with the movie?
It was the same trailer that everybody else saw.
Seriously? Okay, because they're no, because I don't know where, but somebody that got the Kingsman movie got a different trailer.
I mean, there could have been subtle differences, but I didn't care enough to notice. It looked almost exactly the. I mean, they may have added something, but like I said, it wasn't anything substantial or super impressive. The same trailer.
It's like in the theatric version, Michael B. Jordan has like an extra mustache or something.
The only thing that I got from that was that Michael B. Jordan's dad is actually black, so maybe the sister was adopted, if that's what the case is.
I think that's what's supposed to be.
That is the case. Yeah, they already said that.
His dad was the... Have you seen The Wire?
No, I've not.
Damn it. I keep thinking you've seen The Wire, but he was a character in The Wire. So, that didn't really help. If
Just like
seen
Tyrese.
But anyway... So Outcast is the story of Kyle Barnes, a man who's plagued by demonic possession since childhood, and who's set on a journey to find answers. The downside is that the answers he finds could be part of the path down the road, down an apocalypse. You can't make an omelet. Wow, they actually put that in the fucking synopsis. But you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Like, really?
Well, that's what an omelet is. That's what an omelet is.
But, like, okay, I understand that's like
an omelet with fucking broccoli.
I'm just going to read this.
Let's make a broccoli omelet using only broccoli.
Well, you can put broccoli inside of an egg omelet.
Yes.
What if you just drill a hole in the egg and put little bits of broccoli in there?
Yeah.
Are you technically breaking it?
You can chop it.
Are you going to hard boil it?
This is such a terrible sentence.
Hard boiled omelet.
The downside is that the answers he finds could be part of the path down the road to an apocalypse, but you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Yeah, that makes no sense. What does it have to do with? That's
all right. Screen Rant. You were on notice. All right. I can write better than that, and I don't have a job writing for you. So fuck you guys. Get a better writer, Mr. Who wrote this?
Mr.
Shaw Williams. Tweet at this guy at HSW3K and tell him that his writing sucks.
So, actually, going back to the trailer real quick.
Well, I was posted a year ago. I'm pretty behind on this news.
The new footage for Fantastic Four had Johnny Storm flying and Sue using her powers.
Well, maybe Sue was using her powers, but she was invisible, so no one saw it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't care. I don't remember it. Like I remember seeing it.
What is it? Like 3 seconds of extra footage?
Yeah.
Flame on, and then it just goes to black.
Because I remember seeing him turn into a flame, but he was like kneeling down and he
was
caught
like, "All
fire.
right, boys."
Flame on.
Flame
turned into a bug.
He was wearing
But it
hot pants.
It was essentially like the trailer that they had premiered on YouTube or wherever it debuted at. It was them not really being in focus whenever their powers were displayed.
They're just
like
really
when you had Reed Richards, Reed Richards,
Christopher Reeve Richards. My back, everything's broken. Oh, I'm so stretchy.
Like when he was reaching and it saw him like just reach a little bit harder,
along with Big Red.
That's all it was, from my memory.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody missed anything. So apparently, Courtney says the Kingsman was good. The ending was dirty with like 5 R's.
Yeah,
Christina Aguilera? Dirty.
Or Red Man. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty.
What about old dirty bastard? No love for ODB?
Yeah.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, 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 y'all.
Hey, dirty.
Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. I said, hey, baby, I got your money. Courtney says dirtier. Wow. Was it dirtier? Was the ending
nothing dirtier than the gorgeous Christina Aguilera, man.
Was the ending of the Kingsman dirtier than the entirety of 50 Shades, Courtney? Inquiring minds want to know.
I'm surprised you didn't go see 50 Shades.
No, she did. She sent me a little essay.
Why would you watch 50 Shades when
essay?
Orgasmo exists?
Because they're not at all related.
Orgasmo is a cinematic masterpiece.
No, I agree. It's the most underrated comedy.
I fucking hate the movie.
Hey! That movie is awesome. How dare you, sir?
Yeah, so Courtney did send me a little synopsis.
Was it just a wet
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's just like a wet spot. So what did you think of the movie? It sends you like
Belladonna's wet pussy.
Send a picture of a moist chair.
Yeah, it's just like with the caption they should have put plastic seats down. Or just like paraphrase in the text.
Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to read this in Courtney's voice. No, I'm not.
Just do it in an Australian voice. Close enough.
Okay.
Okay. Just got out of 50 Shades of Grey.
Carl.
He was very pleasurable at first. Then the movie trolled on. They met each other's parents, a.k.a. boyfriend, girlfriend type stuff. Then he's playing the piano, and she's trying to talk to him, and he won't let her in. Carl, he wouldn't let her in. It would scare her. He's 50 Shades fucked up. Then she tells him to show her how bad it can get. And it got bad, Carl. He turned it up with a belt.
To 11?
Bent her over a table and spanked her and got off doing it. Fucking sadist. She freaks out, then leaves, and it's over.
But not before he turns into a fat Republican.
Holy shit, Carl. No wonder the mom groups were talking. I felt like at some points he was being controlled by the girl, Anna. It was decent. The girl also needed a wax.
Wow.
Oh my God, driving me crazy. Carl, don't go see the movie.
Just stay home and eat your pudding.
You know what the thing is that movie apparently still made like almost $100 million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it made a lot.
Holy
What?
shit.
It's the highest grossing female-directed film
Ever.
I remember reading that on the Mary Sue, and they were like, "This is the silver lining," because they were like ragging on the movie.
Yeah.
But like, it's the highest grossing female-directed movie, and it's like, well, that's good, but they don't agree with the movie's content, that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, you have to look at
so it's like
who was the audience? Who was the audience for the movie?
Exactly.
People that want to get spanked with belts.
So,
apparently that sells. Belt sales went up.
Who get ignored by their husbands because
The,
they're too busy
the main
cheating
actor
on
in it,
them.
But it's just they show muff.
And having sex with transsexuals.
According to the girl's legs were hairy.
Oh,
wow. Do you know who that girl is? Do you know who her parents are?
Who? The Clintons?
No, the Dakota Johnson is the girl who, where she played. Don
Dwayne
Johnson,
The Rock Johnson?
Vice.
Oh, that's right. I remember reading that.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it's supposed to be her debut movie in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I heard something like that too.
Yeah, and she's already going to be hosting SNL not this week but next week.
Well,
Wouldn't doubt it.
congratulations.
SNL or S&M?
Oh.
Speaking of, did anybody catch the anniversary yesterday?
No.
No, I don't watch SNL.
Okay, one of the great. This is probably like the greatest
Yesterday
thing
or
out of,
Saturday?
They came on yesterday, I think.
No, it was yesterday because February 15th is the 40th anniversary of the first show back in '75.
February 15th?
So because it landed on Sunday, they just did it on Sunday.
That's dumb.
But the greatest thing, probably the whole thing, is that Betty White made out with Bradley Cooper, and I'm like, okay, I can't turn away.
Did you drop trow?
I need the Hank Hill noise for that one. Oh!
That boy ain't right. Good for her.
Yeah, she scored with Bradley Cooper.
You know what? I would be happy if I scored with Betty White.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
No, right after say Bradley
She's
Cooper
a
like
legend, dude. She's a legend, man.
Well,
She's the
why
only
not
surviving
why
Golden
not
Girl.
both? Be happy if you score with either or both of them.
Idiot.
It was supposed to be like 10 minutes of Hank just going, oh. There you go. Is that like you said, oh my dick, something popped?
Oh my dick.
My neck.
My neck, my back. My neck and my back.
To the window! To the wall! To the...
What is he saying? Is that the noise he makes when he's done with sex?
Yeah, that's what he makes when his vinegar strokes are happening. He's having sex with Betty White.
Or he's made a fresh delivery of propane.
He secreted an odorless gas. Oh man!
You know you need to say that as a soundbite.
Oh yeah, definitely. So while I didn't see the Kingsman or 50 Shades or SNL the 40th, I did see Better Call Saul, the first and second episode. And
over with.
I definitely recommend it. It was okay. The first one was like good.
Yes.
It was intriguing. And I was like, all right, because I was only planning to watch the first one. I was like, I'll get to the second one later. I did, actually. It made me go. Actually, it wasn't until the end of the episode where all of a sudden you're like, okay, this is getting good. Then you see Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad, and then you go... And I was like, oh shit, I have to watch. I have to watch the next episode. And Tuco pretty much steals the show. Like, it's so freaking brilliant. So just like a quick synopsis. So basically, you know, Saul is like down on his luck. He's working with these two kids to try and defraud. It's funny, he's like, he's crying. He's laughing so hard. They're trying to defraud this lady, like who's like some wealthy lady, and they have this scheme where they're on skateboards. They act like they're getting hit by the car, you know, and then they try and sue him. So basically, he does that. They accidentally do it to Tuco's grandma, and then they follow her home. They go into her house, and they're like being assholes about it. It's like, yeah, this business needs to pay us our money, not knowing who Tuco is or knowing that he's a freaking psychopath.
Right.
So like he like takes her upstairs, like, go ahead and watch your stories, Mima. And then after she shuts the door, he just like beats the shit out of them and like, you know, ties them up, bounds and gags them, 50 Shades style.
Wow. And
then Saul comes in, you know, he beats him up. So anyway, they take him out to the desert to kill all of them. Very similar to when Saul first meets Heisenberg and Jesse.
That's his MO.
But like the best part is like, so basically Saul's able to talk his way out of not getting killed. And then he's like, all right, well, he's like, okay, you told me the truth. You didn't disrespect me, you know, because he has, like, his other guys with him. He's like, he's showing respect, man. He's showing respect. And he's like, all right, you can go. And he's like, but these two. And then so he's, like, going to kill them. And then Saul's like, no, they didn't do anything. He's like, they called her a business. And he starts going fucking crazy. And then he's like, trying to negotiate because he was, So he was like going to, Courtney says, quit spoiling it. You're the one who's always saying you want spoilers, Courtney, so you're getting spoilers.
You said that on last week's show.
Yeah, so spoil down for what? So basically, so yeah.
Spoil the shit out of you.
So he was like.
Peanut butter smacks.
Yeah, peanut butter spoiler. So he was going to like skin them alive, and then Saul's like, all right. You don't have to kill them. He's like, all right. He's like, they're skateboarders. Why don't you just break their legs? He's like, yeah, I like that. No. Before he gets to break the legs, he's like, think of something else. Make the punishment fit the crime. He's like, all right. I'll make the punishments fit the crime. How about a Cuban necktie? I'll slit their throats and pull their tongue through their neck. And he's like, no, that's not what I was talking about.
Necktie.
What's that?
Yeah, Colombian necktie.
Colombian necktie, yeah. But it was just hilarious. So he goes to that, and finally he's just like, how about I break their legs? He's just like, all right. He's just like, so he's like, yeah, I'll break their legs. He's like, well, how about just one leg each? So he pretty much like talks them down to like breaking just one of their legs, and both of them are just like, they're gagged, so they're like, So he like snaps the dude's leg, and he's just like, you see that? You see how he squirmed? Because it's like still Tuco, so he's like going crazy like he did in Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. But like the best part is like he's taking him to the hospital, and they're like, you're the worst lawyer ever. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm the best lawyer ever. It's like, I got you 6 months of probation. So, long story short.
Yeah, he was like, I just got you down from a death sentence to 6 months probation.
Yeah.
That's lawyer ever.
Yeah. It was so great. I don't know. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. The first 2 episodes were great. It was better than I expected it to be, especially the first episode when it began in like a current day with, with Saul in his new life, and they did it in black and white style, no talking, just music, little sound here and there. It was shot beautifully. It was amazing. And then you start seeing color just a little bit in his glasses when he's watching like his old commercials for you Better Call Saul. That was great. But like you said, when Tuco shows up at the end, I was like, oh my god, no way! Yeah,
it gave me a lot of hope for the series because it's like because I knew there were going to be cameos from the series. I didn't realize he was going to be in there. Because I'm like Mike Ehrmantraut's in there throughout it, and he's just like a parking lot attendant, just being not really being a dick, but like having like being very like by the book. Like there's this like ongoing gag where he needs like stickers on his parking thing to get validated, and he's always like short a sticker, so he's just like being a dick about it.
He's like, it takes me 10 minutes to walk to my car through the courthouse. It's funny because like Mike is just doing his job. He's not doing anything wrong. He doesn't even really have an attitude. He's just like, listen, you just got to do this.
Yeah, he's very matter-of-fact. Like, you need 5 stickers, you have 4
he's still
stickers.
Amazing, almost like in a nemesis-like way.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's really good. I can't wait for the next episode, which I will spoil again, Courtney, just for you. And then after I spoil it... So yeah, check it out. Better Call Saul.
Keep that one.
So apparently Constantine may get a new life and a new title on SyFy because NBC, I guess, doesn't want him anymore.
Wow, what, they canceled the show?
Well...
No, here's the thing. It's not canceled, but NBC has already given a lot of early renewals, and so the fate for Constantine is still up in the air. The thing is, if it goes... apparently, if NBC doesn't want it anymore, it might move over to SyFy, and instead of Constantine, it's going to be called Hellblazer. Which is, that's the name of the comic.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. I actually hope it, I hope it does because I don't think NBC is willing to really, like, if they somehow renew it, I doubt they're really going to give it much of a fair shot, even if, if somehow it does get a second season. But, I hope it moves to SyFy because the season finale was amazing. It ended on a cliffhanger. Like, it still was a proper season finale, even if they actually did only plan 13 episodes. But it's still, one of those like season-ending cliffhangers. So it's like, I want to see what comes after this. And I don't care if it's just 13 episodes going on from forward. As long as we keep getting seasons, I think that's more important.
I just wonder if they're going to be able to keep up the production value going to SyFy. because that's probably like my biggest concern. Because you're going from network television to SyFy. Not even the good old days where SyFy was actually spelled with I's, but this is SyFy with two Y's.
The spelling actual SyFy. Is this weird SYFY business?
Dude, ever since they became the SyFy with Y's, like they've gone downhill, in my opinion.
They actually have.
The English language has suffered, and I think it's suffered enough.
They actually canceled like the shows that actually were good on there, which is unfortunate. And,
I'm saying hashtag sliders. Anybody sliders?
Sliders.
You're alone on that one.
Before season 3, though. Before the whole business thing where like the casting changes and now this guy is the same persona, but it's in a different body. But, yeah, before the whole that mess.
Oh no, it's when I think of sliders. I think. All right, moving on. So it was announced recently that Jon Stewart will be leaving The Daily Show.
Oh, that's a real bummer.
So, first of all, it was weird because it was so abrupt. And then on top of that, it's like, wait, we just lost Colbert. Like, we can't lose Jon Stewart, too. And it's weird because at least with Colbert, it's like, you know where he's going. You know what he's doing next. It's like there really hasn't been, at least that I've been able to find, like, there's been no reason for why Jon Stewart's leaving yet. The only thing I can think of, even though the only clip I saw was him saying, like, he doesn't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to go into directing. I guess maybe Rosewater did a lot better than I thought it did. It's at least been well received. I don't know how it did, like, box office wise. So maybe he's going to.
Rosewater?
It's a movie. Basically, this journalist gets arrested for. Basically, I think it's in Iran. It's an Iranian journalist that gets arrested, and they're charging him with being a spy. Because he did an interview like years ago on the Daily Show, Jason Jones, and they're like accusing him of being a spy, like pretend obviously it's Daily Show. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm a spy. And so like while they're interrogating him, they have the clip, and they're like, why did you say you're a spy if you're not really a spy? He's like, if I was really a spy, why would I say I was a spy on TV? So
yeah. Not only that, it's like if they were a spy, what would they? Yeah, it's like the whole thing is. It felt like an actual an actual episode from a script or something, because that's the only thing you would expect. That like, why would you say you're a spy? Huh? We saw it on TV.
Yeah, it seems like it would be like a long like Daily Show skit, but yeah, it was the guy who was actually in jail for quite a while.
5 months was it?
Yeah. So. Yeah, so it's almost like Jon Stewart did that. It's like to try and make amends. Like he felt guilty that guy was in jail because of his show, but yeah, but they were pretty much like trumped up charges. Like I'm sure even the people interrogating him were like, "Yeah, we know you're not really a spy, but we're gonna put you in jail anyway."
Because we have nothing better to do.
Yeah, exactly. Because tyranny. But but it sucks. But I don't know if he's gonna go and direct movies or be in the faculty too. Back in school's in session. So I'm not sure, but it sucks. Yeah, it's like that 1-2 punch. I still haven't seen the nightly news. Is that what it's called, or the night?
Yeah, nightly news.
I've seen
clips. Based off the comic.
Yes, based off the comic. I've seen clips of it, and it looks pretty good, but I haven't really actually seen a full episode yet.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure Ice has seen it. It's not bad. It falls in line with the Colbert Daily Show kind of routine. It's not anywhere near as good as last week with John Oliver.
Oh yeah,
that is amazing. I love that show so much.
Yeah, but it's it works. It works.
Maybe Jon Stewart saw that.
But it's better than Bill Maher.
Yeah.
I don't understand the appeal of Bill Maher. Like I've seen him. I used to watch the show as a kid when it was politically incorrect.
Yeah.
When it was on like ABC, and it was decent. To me, it seemed relevant. And then when it moved to HBO, and what was it called, Tonight with Bill Maher, or whatever it's called now, it was still kind of the same thing. Yeah, Real Time with Bill Maher. Yeah. It was still kind of the same thing, but it's kind of turned into. It's tried to be like Daily Show-esque, where he does this kind of like monologue, like somewhere like middle or towards the end, and it's so like masturbatory. Like, when you're watching him, and, like, you could tell, like, the audience is being, like, hey, laugh now, the little laugh cues. Because, like, on The Daily Show, to me is kind of the same as Seinfeld, where you will hear that one like person that is just like laughing so fucking hard and then like clapping like ha 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 ha. You know, like I don't know if you ever seen Seinfeld. Sometimes you don't just hear a laugh track.
Yeah.
You hear the people laughing, and they're very distinct.
On a track.
And then you'll even hear like one guy at the very end still like like laughing.
Well, even then, those are laugh tracks.
I don't know,
But he was whatever he was laughing at.
Yeah,
He was,
I don't know. Seinfeld, I kind of doubt it. If I'm wrong, then whatever. But Seinfeld was like the most believable. Where it's like that's got to be the audience.
They were like,
because they even do the pauses where it's like they're just kind of waiting for like, the people to stop laughing, and like, and then they'll start going again. And to me, the Daily Show is kind of like that.
Hey, best laugh tracks in the biz.
Where it's like it's the actual people laughing, not being told to laugh.
Yeah,
you know. And with Bill Maher, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like that fucking Whitney show that was on NBC. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Whitney that show was garbage.
It was on for like a season,
everything was
2
a
seasons.
fucking laugh track. It's like, yeah, it's like, hey, I didn't see you come in. I was just like, yeah, every guy comes in, and then ha 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 ha. Yeah, but it's like these like small. There's even like these small cutoff laughs. They last like 1.5 seconds. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, it's like that, you know? It was like every fucking half second was just a fucking laugh track. But with Bill Maher, it's just so fucking forced and fake. And then, like, when the people in the audience are laughing, he's just nodding and just, like, absorbing it, you know?
I'm that funny.
Yeah, and he just has this, like, look, like, he puts his head down, closes his eyes, and just, like, nods.
I am
and he's
God
just
right
like,
now.
Yeah.
He's forming his spirit bomb.
Like, he's just like, the next step from that, especially since it's HBO, is just for him to whip his dick out and just start rotating the shaft and just like, yeah. It's so like, what's the self-something? I can't think of the word.
Congratulatory?
Yeah, there's that.
Masturbatory?
Yeah. But I don't know.
Wiener?
Yeah, wiener. It's fucking wiener.
Self-wiener.
It's self-wiener.
Are you talking about self-serving?
Well, there's that, but I don't know, man. There's just more to it than that. I the words in my head, and it's just not coming to me. But I don't know if I can find that clip that I saw. It's just so like everything's like everybody knows like on the writing stuff like this isn't fucking funny, but this dude won't let us do anything else. Like this is the jokes that he wants.
No,
like,
I mean,
so these are jokes that the writers are gonna write so that he can feel better about himself.
Well, there's an
and think
audience.
what he's doing is like so fucking great.
There's an audience that loves Bill Maher. And I know a couple people who love him and they laugh really hard at his stuff. And a lot of those people are like super liberals, and they kind of piss me off.
I don't know. I like to think in the last at least 3 years I've become more like liberal leaning. Like when Obama first came to office, I was kind of like, oh, whatever, same dude. You know, it was very centrist, very on the progressive side of things. But the more I've seen Obama in office, and the more I've seen the like Republicans fight against like the dumbest shit, like stuff that they vote against things that I'm voting for, and like I see Obama like trying to make these things happen, like with education and stuff, and it's like Republicans are just saying no because it's fucking Obama and he's Democrat, and it's just like, oh god, it's so frustrating. So I see myself more like Democrat leaning, even though I don't really agree with everything on Democrats. But like I sympathize more with the Obama administration nowadays. And Obama just seems like the president of our generation in the way he kind of covets social media. And you see him like on BuzzFeed recently. Yeah. And he's done the Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
It's like he's just so involved. And then he's like the first president pretty much to have a Twitter. Tumblr, he does the AMAs on Reddit.
Obama.
Yeah, it's just like he's very involved, whereas other presidents in the past, and I'll concede that like social media has become like a new thing, like the past 2-3 years, pretty much since Obama's been in office. So someone like Bush, someone like Clinton.
Can you imagine Bush tweeting the mission accomplished better?
That's what I'm saying,
Mission accomplished.
We haven't really had any other presidents that have really, had that, had that same advantage.
That would have
you
been
know, to
so
really,
horrible
like,
under the Bush
have the
administration.
choice to really have the choice to ignore social media or like bring it in. So
Yeah,
Obama's pretty much the first president. But
well, when Clinton was president, he made a damn good effort of getting involved and getting connected with the young people. I remember.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
seeing
that was more like in-person things.
Well, I
going
mean,
to
yeah,
colleges.
that's all you could do, right? At
Exactly.
that time.
There wasn't internet
and
back
that's part
then,
of my
buddy.
point. Yeah, but no, I do remember that. I remember that.
Be on Nickelodeon. The kids pick the president.
Yeah.
I don't remember George Bush doing that.
No.
But
he was
yeah,
busy
Bill-
acting like one of the kids. Like,
he did
The
read
laugh
my.
track.
He did read My Pet Goat.
There it is.
My pet goat.
I don't know. I was just gonna say with Bill Maher. I don't know. I used to watch the show occasionally, and to me, like my whole thing with him wasn't really that the jokes weren't written funny, but he's such a narcissist.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is.
And he tries to act like he's so open-minded. Because I forgot what they were talking about. Because he has like this whole vendetta against like the Western medicine, like the pharmaceutical industry, which is like okay, and it's understandable because I mean they do a lot of fucked up stuff. But he's like, oh, I forgot. But he had this whole rant about how terrible it was and how people need to open their minds and like be more accepting to like Eastern medicines and stuff like that. And he's trying to present himself as somebody who's like, if you brought something up to somebody that seemed like a little outlandish, he'd at least hear you out. That's the type of person he presents himself as. And I remember specifically Tavis Smiley was on his show. And I don't remember what the topic was, but he was just like implying, he's just like,
who was on the show?
Tavis Smiley. And Tavis Smiley was saying that he thinks that there may have been like a CIA connection to like Martin Luther King's assassination. And like he didn't even like say like, okay, why do you think that? What is your evidence? It's, you're crazy. You're crazy. There's no way. You're crazy. Like, that was his response for, like, everything. It was just like, you're supposed to be a host. Like, you can't at least give him a platform. Like, if he was like, well, because the moon was full on that day, and, you know, like, if he would have given, like, a stupid explanation like that, then it'd be like, okay, maybe he's fucking crazy. But he didn't even let him even present any evidence, or even, like, I don't know. Like, that was, like, the last episode I watched of his. I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, you're so full of shit. Because I was actually intrigued. I'm like, okay, why do you feel like that? And Tavis Smiley's, you know, a pretty respectable, like, you know, radio personality.
Yeah, he's
so
an intelligent individual.
Yeah, I mean, he's done, and the fact that he's like a scholar on Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
So it's not like Joe.
He wrote a book recently.
Yeah, he just wrote a book recently, and it's like it's not like Joe Average, just like it's the government. It's like no, this is the guy who studied this man's life. So who knows, like, I mean, it'd be like if you went to, like, a Harvard professor and they were like, yeah, I think that this is the case. So you would be like, all right, well, tell me why. You apparently know what you're talking about. So I don't know. And the fact that especially Bill Maher's show is structured like that, where he brings on experts, like he brings on celebrities as well. But the reason why his show, for me, was ever intriguing, because he would bring all these really unique perspectives, and you'd never hear this stuff, like, anywhere else, at least at the time. I didn't know, like, what other outlets had them. But, yeah, you'd hear, like, you know, scholars, you know, that knew just, I don't know, they knew a lot of things about a lot of interesting things, and they were always given an opportunity, even if it was, because he would always bring on someone who was, like, a hardcore conservative and a hardcore liberal to, like, balance the scales, and he'd always give everyone an opportunity to say their piece. But Tavis Smiley comes on there and is like, shut your mouth, you're crazy.
Yeah,
so.
I remember recently Ben Affleck was on there.
Oh, yeah.
And Ben Affleck just owned him, and it's funny because you know they were talking about like the whole like Middle Eastern thing and everything, and apparently to Bill Maher, however you pronounce his last name,
Maher.
You know, when one Muslim does one thing, apparently you have to blame all Muslims.
Oh, is that?
It's just, yeah, it's just this whole stupidity thing. I really can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill Maher is a very staunch atheist. And I mean, he came out with that movie. What was it called? Religulous.
Oh yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah,
I never
some
saw
years
that.
back, where apparently, so he went in and he interviewed random people on the streets, but all the stupid answers are the ones that he kept. And there were a couple of ones that might make a little bit of sense. Mm-hmm. Just a few of those he kept.
So he pulled a Micro Moore. Then he's just like, I'm just gonna edit it the way I want to edit it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
This is a completely tangent, but I remember when I first found out about that, because I remember watching Bowling for Columbine. I'm like, this is such a good movie. And they had, like, that animated sequence, and he made it seem like it was credited to, like, the South Park creators, but it really wasn't. You know, and there was, like, a lot of stuff like that where, like, I think it was also the same thing with Charlton Heston, where they tried to make him look like a racist. But it's like, if you go back and watch it, it's like he never really says, like, I don't know, it's just like it's weird editing, because apparently he was actually really, like, oh yeah, that's what it was. He tried to make Charlton Heston look like a racist, but he was actually really involved in the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
So, like, he'd do shit like that, where it's just like, well, this is what's convenient from my point of view.
Right.
So, yeah, so I don't know, yeah. Anyway, Attack on Titan, arcade game in the works from Capcom.
Yeah, I posted that to a certain person's wall, waiting to see a response that I never got, because I figured, hey, he would enjoy this.
Yeah. I don't even get to use my fucking computer a lot, dude. I'm either busy doing homework or watching the kids or being at work or sleeping.
Responsibilities. Look at this guy.
With great power comes great responsibility, Carl. Carl, you're going to be Spider-Man.
I'm trying to wonder, like, I mean, I've never watched Attack on Titan, but I know, obviously, they have giant titans. So I wonder how that would work in a fighting game context. Like, do you think it would be kind of like Persona, where you'd call in your Titan? Or would it be...
No, you don't call
Titans are the enemies.
It would probably be more like, you know what I'm talking about, PlayStation game. Shadow Colossus.
Oh.
Yeah, it would kind of be like that. If it was arcade... Well, if it's arcade style, that'd plan out.
Yeah, I don't know. Would it be like a beat-em-up? You're just punching the Titans?
It would be like a
that
beat-em-up,
Titan.
but there'd be like a little bit of flying around, because they use those 3D maneuvers, which is basically like these hooks that latch on the buildings, and then they shoot you out like they're air compressed.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So you just pretty much use that to fly around, and then the hooks retract.
So
you're basically flying
maybe like
around,
God of War?
You're basically flying around like Batman or Spider-Man, but like at direct speeds. So some of these people, they kind of use their body to shift and then use the hooks to hit different things, or one hook at a time to do these like crazy like skateboard kind of techniques.
Yeah.
So it'd be Spider-Man 2, the game, mixed with God of War, mixed with Shadow Colossus.
Yeah.
Shadow of Colossus. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know.
And then they're just holding swords while doing all these crazy maneuvers.
Like, those Titans are big. Especially what's the main
Are they
one?
Titanic?
If it was real, I think it would be like an extreme sport.
Oh yeah, fighting Titans.
3D maneuvering.
Oh, I see. I don't know. It'd be interesting when they start releasing some more stuff. It's interesting because like Capcom seems like they hate their fighting game. Like this is the fighting game community
so this
in
is
general.
being done by Capcom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's interesting because it seems like they were kind of done with fighting games. And granted, they're still making Street Fighter, but I feel like they do so begrudgingly. So the fact that they have a whole new title, I don't know. I think that might be a good sign for where Capcom is going. They're like, maybe we'll actually make fighting games again. It's going to be an arcade
game, not a fighting game.
Oh yeah. Well, I say here Capcom. I think.
Well, if it's
going
to be
so never mind.
Game, I can't help but feel it's going to be something like Strider, and that game looked like garbage.
Oh god, the game did look terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, we get Strider." I was like, "But look how bad it looks."
Well, I mean, it depends on who's going to be the actual developer.
If it was a Mega Man game, yes, I'd be like excited if it looked like that. But
so,
like, this is fucking Strider.
Do we know who's developing the title? Because Capcom's out publishing it, but who's developing it? One of their studios? Is it in-house? Is it
it says Capcom has announced that they're developing an arcade game based on Attack on Titan.
So Capcom's developing it, and they're the ones that actually creating it.
So,
Clover Studios?
Cloverfield Studios? No. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, obviously, this is preliminary, so we'll find out when they actually
if they're
release
developing
more.
it, then they're developing. They're not They're not just publishing it. They're the ones developing it, too.
I don't know. I mean, Capcom, for all their faults, I mean, they do make good games when they try. So, with this being a big...
But, like, all of their games, with the exception of Street Fighter, have all been published. Like, Asura's Wrath,
I
DMC,
see.
they've all been developed by other studios.
When's the last time they made a good game?
Like, Asura's Wrath was done by CyberConnect 2, who usually do a really good job on the Naruto Ultimate Ninja games. And, what was it, Ninja Theory that did,
Ninja.
Yeah, it was Ninja Theory that did,
go,
DMC, Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was any other kind of game, that would have been a good game. But because it was DMC, I felt like there's so many points to be taken away from this that they just didn't do it. It's great for new people that, like, I don't even, we've talked about this fucking thing so many. It's good for people that are new to the franchise because they're not going to be stuck with all the history and the awesomeness of the previous four.
You're not bogged down by all this awesomeness.
Yeah.
Blood Ocean says, side note, Titanic was on 24 hours on Valentine's Day.
Oh, God.
Are we going to talk about our Valentine's Day?
We could.
as it was a couple days ago.
Well, if you're volunteering.
Go ahead.
Sure. Okay.
Oh.
I can go. Let me go first, because mine's real quick. I
Yeah,
spent
go
it
ahead.
with one of my best loves in that, ever, and that's my comic book shop.
I thought you were going to say your hand.
Pamela.
Pamela Henderson.
There you go.
What site did you read that off of?
I just made it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's the thing. Pamela Henderson.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Remember, Prometheus, if you come up with something good, you didn't actually come up with it. You read it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I read it from the, what is that called? The astral plane. But anyway, what about you, Fuzzy?
Oh, I didn't do anything. I worked, and then I went home, and I drank some beer, and I went to sleep.
Nice.
I actually wanted to ask a coworker out for Valentine's Day, but I was like, it might be kind of strange.
You should have done it. You should have been like, you know what I have in common with Home Depot? Excellent customer service.
It's funny. I
thought you were going to say wood. I'm not into this anymore.
No.
But anyway, go ahead.
I told her recently that she wears her hair like Wesker.
Oh, nice.
So maybe that might not have gone over.
Did you take the shades off and do a level 4 on you?
She has glasses.
Did she say, "You are nothing to me," and throw a giant missile at you? Because that means she's a keeper.
Started yelling, "Chris! Ouroboros!"
Courtney said she went to see Kingsman, then tried to go eat at Longhorn Steakhouse without a reservation. Didn't happen, so she went to Bombshells for Big Red Rita. Nom nom.
Oh yeah, I saw the picture she posted.
Oh, it sounds like a lovely Valentine's Day. What about you, Amuru?
Nothing.
As he strokes his beard.
That was a really long pause.
All right, fine. I had sex. Damn. What do you... I had sex and I went to work. That was it.
Was it sex and candy?
No candy involved.
So, did you sound like, when you finished, did you sound kind of like...
Fuck you guys.
Well, that also...
like one eye was closed, like I was doing like a Popeye, and I was like, "Ah!" and like screaming like Wolverine.
Cowards! All of them!
Yeah, it was like that.
Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible.
So,
but instead of cowards, all of them, it was like semen everywhere.
They were like, now that we're done, come on, we're missing dinner.
Move it, we're missing dinner.
So I went to Wimberley. Well, actually, on the actual Valentine's Day, I went to work. And did I do anything? I don't know. Probably had sex. But other than that, for my days off, I went to Wimberley and hung out at... I guess there's like these things called like Airbnb, which I just now recently learned about.
Airbnb?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So basically people have like guest houses that they rent out, and you can stay there, and it's pretty nice. So I got there, they had warm cookies cooking in the warmer, and went to the hot tub, went out of the hot tub, and had our own 50 Shades interaction, and then we went to like this local restaurant, and pretty much like everything was fried, which I guess Wimberley's the king of fried food, so I had a chicken fried steak. And
fried mashed potatoes, fried okra, and French fried fries.
Oh my god! So the worst part was like, okay, so we got queso. The queso was fucking delicious, and all the chips were chewy. They were the worst chips ever. Like I literally like.
If they're chewy, that means they're stale.
I think they were just like not, but they were fresh. They were clearly fresh. But they clearly either undercooked them, or maybe they just lathered some oil on top of some stale chips. Yeah, I mean, literally, I looked at them and I was like, these look fucking good. I can't wait to bite into one. And I attempted to bite into one. I just like bit down, and I'm like,
what is this, beef jerky?
Are you sure they were real real chips and not the display chips, like the display fruit.
That actually would have been forgivable if that's what it was, because it would have made sense why they were so impossible to eat. I mean, granted, I still ate about half of them, but it was a journey, and it took a village to do that. So, yeah. But no, it was a good time had by all. And by all, I mean me and my girlfriend.
I mean, I had sex the previous night, so which actually was the morning of Valentine's Day. So I'm not upset about it.
Did he say, "Well, it's Valentine's Day, get out of here"? You're like, side girl, your time is up. You know the rules. Pelosi says he was in San Antonio, Carafa's dinner, and 50 Shades with his girl shopping, and he had a great time.
How dare you? You saw 50 Shades of Grey, Blood Ocean. Really? It should have been 50 Shades of Red.
Yeah, yeah. 50 Shades of Red. That'd be an even more hardcore 50 Shades. It's like afterwards they're all bleeding. It's like, oh God, I think I killed her. I just wanted to spice things up in the bedroom a little bit.
Oh, the nipple clamps were on too tight.
Yeah. Why does this always happen to me? Why? That's what happened to Patamine, or whatever the fuck her name was. But anyway, real life Batman drives Batmobile around San Diego. Apparently, he says his obsession with Batman started when he was 7. He received his first Robin costume. Now he dresses up as Batman and puts on 40 shows a year as a character.
Started from the bottom. Now we're
It says when he's not Batman, Banner works in the real estate. He works in real estate and weed trimming. That's very odd combination.
No,
even
because he's getting paid to trim the weeds of the houses that he's flipping.
Yeah, even so.
Yards and houses, that kind of goes hand in hand.
I mean, it's a good disguise too.
So people don't know that you're really Batman.
Yeah.
So he's cutting edges. He can't be Batman.
No one suspects Pablo.
Courtney says no nipple clamps were used in or on Gray or his bitch. Fluttershy says in his defense, she wanted to go. Hey, you got to do what the missus says.
Jesus is not happy with your decision.
Nice. So we got one more topic here that's I'm sure going to be near and dear to Luis's heart. So apparently GameStop has a training video on speaking with women, which I haven't watched it yet, so we're all going to watch it now together.
GameStop, we sell quite possibly the coolest merchandise in the world to some of the most knowledgeable and enthusiastic customers on the planet. But this January and February, we're aiming an exciting new promotion at an entirely new breed of consumer. A segment of the species that remains a mystery to over 50% of the population today. Join me on an amazing journey as we reveal the truth about one of the world's most fascinating creatures.
What are they in Wakanda right now?
Yeah, right.
Notably because we are not young men or teens, recognized by their lack of discomfort.
I thought this was actually going to be funny, but let's see.
Anyways.
So.
Okay, but apparently this is actually a real video. Hold on. Okay, we're going to watch a little bit more of it.
And know the correct method for putting our female customers at ease. Let's take a look at a couple of the most common scenarios and their appropriate responses. The deer in headlights effect is a common occurrence that often takes place when a person is overwhelmed by the options available at a GameStop store.
Okay, so without even watching this entire video, just the music alone and the way that it starts, I can see how maybe they're like, okay, they're stereotyping their own employees. They're like, well, clearly these people don't know how to talk to women. Well, then you're clearly going to have a video made by people who've probably never talked to a woman to create a video for people who they presume have not talked to a woman. You know, it's like, I mean, yeah, the music, first of all, it's like, is this a safari video? Like, it seems like they were trying to do, Crocodile Hunter.
It is a safari. When you go on safaris, you go to see, animals you've never seen before.
This is the most elusive creature
I've never seen a girl before.
It's like, crikey.
It's going to be great.
They're sometimes known to have enlarged hips and breast on their chest. Sometimes they even have longer hair than the male species.
To mount one sometime in the future.
Rumor has it that sometimes their voices are higher than the males.
And I'm going to get on top of it and put my thumb off the butto.
Sometimes they're under that, and sometimes they're going to bite and claw like hell. But you know what? If you can get it in there, and you can get them all real randy, then at the end, you can get treated to a... And that's when you know you got a keeper. So there you go. Have fun selling video games to women at the GameStop near you.
I really would like to know where exactly which GameStop showed this video, because when I had my training, it was literally just taking like those standard tests. Okay, so you have this situation. Well, if you sell this video game to a minor, and you don't ask these certain questions, you're gonna get fired, and the store's gonna get fined $10,000. I didn't get any type of video at all, so I wonder where that's happening.
Oh, you'll see the video soon enough.
Well, the video looks old as hell. Like, it looks like it was made in like the 80s or even the 70s. And judging by the narrator, obviously maybe they showed this in England. Like, I don't know. It's really weird.
Where's Anonymous at? Can he confirm?
Yeah, Anonymous unfortunately has left us. I think he left us several hours ago.
It's like, fuck these guys.
I think the authorities finally caught Anonymous. Oh wait. Oh, here's an interaction. Hold on. Let's see how this goes.
What equipment do they already own? What are their interests and experience levels? By posing these queries, he begins to build a relationship with the customer and can now make recommendations she knows are customized for her needs. Let's watch.
Does the controller vibrate?
As far as Wii Play is an excellent choice. It's age appropriate, but still challenging for adults. And it's pretty fun too. It uses a Wii remote and comes with 9 games like table tennis, billiards, and laser hockey.
Oh, that sounds great.
This is also a
Well,
perfect
that sounds
opportunity
great. I'll
to
take
introduce
7.
her.
Wait, but does it vibrate? I need to know if it vibrates. Courtney says, as a presidential candidate, I will update every instructional video out there. Can we put hologram Tupac in all those videos? And then you can ride on his enemies. That was more of a jaw rule.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man. Courtney says, nerds will have all the babes.
While I was working at GameStop, I dealt more with female customers than the guys.
So did your training come in handy?
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, but the thing is that it's like, yeah, it was like no difference. In fact, the female customer was probably more enthusiastic than the guys were, and some of them, it was obviously mom and stuff, so they were buying it for like the nephew, kids, grandparents, but like the younger female audiences or the customers, it was for themselves, and they were just like obviously, just like any other person, like a regular person. There was no need to let's teach you how to talk to a woman, because somehow they're different when they go to buy video games.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. I mean, it's one of those things where I think especially it would be one thing if it was like a company that was getting into tech or games that normally wasn't in there, and they just had all these preconceived notions. But you're GameStop. You sell video games. You should probably know that women also buy video games, and not everyone that plays video games has not dealt with a woman before, ever. Like, it just seems like, how do you not even know anything about your own industry? So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, these things only come about because there are problems.
Yeah.
So, there must have been, like, 75% of the people who work in ISIS store who just had never seen a woman before up close, and they said the wrong thing, like, I think you'll like to put this Wii remote in between your I think you like to put this in between your chest and have it rumble.
I mean,
it definitely wasn't the store I worked at. Was never any problems like that.
Before you worked there.
But the thing is, I can understand that.
Yeah,
I guess
it took until I came in there to fix the store.
I mean, I can definitely see that. I mean, with some employees, that honestly seems like, you know, that could be a possibility. But the way the video is set up, it doesn't like the reason why I stopped playing it initially is like this seems like a parody video, where it's like there are strange and weird species you may not know about. Like if you actually had like a real issue, that's like the worst way to go about it. Instead, it should be like, I don't know, these are women. Don't treat them like, you know, it's like, here's a scenario of what not to do, and it just shows like a clip of 50 Shades of Grey. And it's like, here's a clip of what you should probably do.
Because like the actual training that I don't know where or when that was, because the training nowadays is they just give you like you know, like certain, like you just take like quizzes on, you know, on a computer, and it's just like, you know, they give you scenarios, but it's like they don't specifically, you know, like you know, a gender or anything, because they'll tell you, okay, when you're dealing with a customer, ask them open-ended questions, you know, not just yes or no, so, you know, really engage with them and to make sure you understand, you know, what they want, what they need, or maybe, you know, what you know, to recommend games, you know, to their liking. They don't say, well, when you deal with a woman, make sure you ask them these certain questions that you don't ask guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was it like what these bitches want when they come into the store?
What these bitches want from a GameStop? Somebody let me know.
Dog! First there was Brenda, Tisha, LaFisha, Quanda, Rhonda, Londa, DeWanda, and Fonda.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, at the end of the day, it's GameStop, so what can you do? But that's pretty much the last topic we have. I just thought that was funny. Hopefully they'll have a more updated video, narrated by P. Diddy. And then
take that. I know. No, don't tell the females. Take that.
Yeah, they just do a remix of him in the background. It has nothing to do with the video. Just yeah. Bad boy.
I told you that we won't stop. I told you that we won't stop.
Just shaking his face in the camera with a shiny suit on.
Bad boy.
You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
This was bad boy, girl.
Oh man. Well, there you have it. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Jimmy Vargas II,
Blood Ocean 07.
presidential candidate Courtney G. Fly. I think Dizzy Dank was in there for a while.
Dank.
Blood Ocean. We give you GameStop. We give you nothing for trade-ins. Oh, burn.
That is absolutely true.
Shout outs to Casey, who already went to bed. Shout outs to Anonymous, who's somewhere out there in the interwebs. Hopefully he'll join us again and actually come on the podcast.
In another 6 months.
Yeah, all right. I think all he wrote on there was "Remember me." Oh, wait, never mind. So remember me. How have you been? I've been doing well. YOLO Swaggins and many. There you go. A man of many words. Many words. Many words. Wish diff on me. Courtney says, "Oh, I guess Dizzy Dank was, but he's asleep on the couch now." Because we've been so entertaining, they decided he was all tuckered out.
Put that motherfucker to
Well,
sleep.
you know,
Put him to bed.
Cooking
Bed.
With that, this is Prometheus.
Zamaro.
This is Fuzzy Slippers.
And this is Ice.
This has been Straight
Outta
Austin.
Exclamation point! Thank you for joining us. Of course, tune in next week at 8 p.m. Central on Mixler.com/PTWOR. And of course, tune in to the Comic Bowl.
And yes, this Friday is our 50th episode.
Woo!
50 Shades of Ice.
Yeah. Who
Exactly.
left the fridge open?
Call it.
There you go.
But yeah, so definitely tune into that. It's going to be a good one. Who are the guests that you're going to have on for the 50th?
Yes, we're having the winners from the first Quiz Bubble show, Ryan Venus and Peter Rivera from New Comics Plus podcast.
Oh, I thought me and Jay won. There must be something. I would demand a recount. There must be a mix-up. We won.
Florida, where are you with your recount?
Fucking Chuck Norris. I should have won that dodgeball game. But yeah, but definitely check it out. It's going to be a good one. You know, even though we came in first place, you know, you guys should definitely check them out anyway.
You will have your chance at revenge.
No, we will.
This April.
And revenge. I'm just gonna stop talking now. Anyway,
No, sorry, you know what? If Stephen Amell can make up a new word with sincerely, you can make up a new word with revenge.
Sincerely, guys. Anyway, as always, good fight. Good night. And also give Houston a call for me. He's lonely out there. And it's hard out there in those streets. But sometimes you just got to get in those sheets. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
This has been another proud production of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. You want to see more shows, go check out www.foureyedradio.com, you winkers.